All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the, I heard that. Did anyone else hear that?
Oh, they heard it.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess I'll reset the mood again. Welcome to the Thirsty Nerds podcast. This would be episode 58. Okay, cool.
Squeeze that one out. Good job.
I do what I can.
How is that the only thing we never discuss at the beginning of the show?
I know, right?
I don't know.
Because, it's not a numbers game,
It's also fun to watch him just like
Struggle.
Yeah.
I agree.
like this that face because he's like
one of these days I'm going to get an aneurysm and it won't be funny. You guys will just be like,
Oh, it'll be hilarious.
We'll laugh, but then we'll be sad.
We'll put a fucking slow motion and
His last footage on camera.
Yeah, it's
awesome,
falling.
guys. Great. So, if this is your first time tuning in or the last time from the last episode, what we like to do here is go around the room and discuss topics from the realms of comics, films, and video games, and that's what we're going to do here today.
Yeah.
My name is Sumo. I am joined by my beautiful brown co-host.
Aw.
Sun-kissed.
Sunburnt.
Sun-kissed.
This is the Stooge Prime. I'm Clarence.
Sorry.
My name is Just One.
I'm good.
There
Fresh off the mountains.
And American Idol over here is...
Refreshed.
I am king.
Nice. Wait. You're just King, not
I am king.
not Chris. Also
We
known as
abandoned
King.
our names. This is my real name now.
He didn't do it.
That
He
is,
didn't do it.
that is
I
a
stopped.
slave name.
Yeah, I
No,
stopped
I'm
that a
saying
while
he
ago.
didn't do it. He did say, "This is Chris, also known as King."
He
left-
like
he
a
left it
spider, he has shed that skeleton.
Yeah.
He has shed it and left it behind.
Yes.
Okay.
He has grown bigger. He is just king.
Yeah, soon I'll have a crown that I come in with
Yeah,
every
he's
episode.
certainly grown bigger.
Motherfuckers like Prince.
Yes, formerly known as Chris.
He's gonna look like the Rat King from Hey Arnold.
Oh, God.
What's your name?
I am the Rat King.
Yeah.
That was nice. I like
Nice.
that. So let's go ahead
Clarence,
and
by the way.
get started. How was everybody's week?
Not bad. Pretty good. I went to a Renaissance fair.
How was that?
It was fun.
Did you eat like big like mutton chops and shit?
No, well, I got like a big bag of roasted nuts. Ha 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 ha. ha, ha.
Bet you did.
And they were delicious.
In your mouth.
I bet they
In your
were.
mouth.
Where'd you put it? I got some cheesecake on a stick. And
stick?
for the first time, I was really excited to watch the jousting.
What was
Oh,
that?
It was entertaining.
was it real? Like actual?
Like actual jousting?
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
of course, it's like kind of scripted, but
mean, yeah.
it's still real
Did a
jousting.
motherfucker get popped?
It was like WWE jousting, and there was
Nice.
the Sun Knight versus the Moon Knight, and they were like, "Yeah, cheer for the Sun Knight." I was like, "Yeah, I'll cheer for the Sun Knight." I was like, "Fuck the Sun Knight," and the Moon Knight won, and he got him in the little Anakin pose. I was like, "Do it." And he slit his throat with both swords, and you saw the little fake blood gush everywhere. I was like, "This
Wow,
is fantastic!"
that's awesome.
God.
That sounds amazing.
That's amazing.
It was fun. I had a great time. I got some souvenirs.
How long is it going for?
It's going on every weekend. I think until like September, the second week or third week of September. And it's about $25 at the door.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit!
Not
It looks
bad.
like we're taking a fucking field trip.
It's
I know
like,
that.
like
Yeah.
a 2-hour drive.
It's
I'll do
2-hour
that.
drive.
Like
Okay.
a 2-hour
That's
drive.
not bad.
That's not
I'll
bad.
take it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Came back from Tennessee. I was not missing last week. I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You saw me dancing.
Somehow he came all the way from Tennessee and
Bro, that I was cracking up. You said,
love it.
I should have drunk that beer. I was cracking up.
Yeah.
I'm going to burp.
Those were amazing. I was dying.
Yeah, I was on the floor.
Yeah, man, we took a little family trip out to Tennessee, up in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. Shout out to my parents, or mid-50s. Fucking made a 10 plus hour hike with us.
Nice.
I put them
Soldier.
through hell. And then the very next day, my brother took them kayaking. We put my parents through hell.
Oh my God.
They're never going on the vacation with us again.
Never again.
Never.
Beautiful.
Mijo, we're
Beautiful.
supposed to relax.
Bro, my mom went in that jacuzzi. When we come back from the mountain, she is laid out.
She starts floating.
She passed out in the jacuzzi.
Oh
Fucking
my
laid
God.
out.
Amazing.
But it was fun, man. It was super. Third time going there. Love it. I didn't get to see a bear this time. It's the only time I didn't see a bear.
Oh, really?
But I left them.
Yeah.
I bought bear
Oh, the shoes.
bear shoes, and I didn't bring them in here. Damn it!
He cut off bare feet and then he put them on.
Yeah.
I hunted a bear and I took his paw.
Because I think now that I remember it, I was going to buy a pair of those, but they didn't make them in my size.
Arnold bought the cougar ones, so they're like spotted leopard.
I'm so mad they don't make bigger slippers.
Just get them and then cut the hole bigger on the inside.
No.
Yes.
Just
Custom
you have to
them.
I have to
get rid of and you meld them things together.
like those hillbilly limousines that are like fucking just plastered together.
What about you, sir?
I mean, it was my first full week of work, it was like we did 10-hour days. Last week we only worked like
Ew, kill that noise. Don't talk about work. I hate work. How are you feeling? Let's change. How are you feeling instead? How are you doing?
Okay, I'm feeling good. I'm happy that we're all back to the nitty gritty. These episodes. Also, I'm hoping if I'm feeling up to it after the podcast, I'll be doing a photography get together in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm gonna take the camera, just do some photography at I think around 8:00 or something like that.
Dope.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
But,
Be careful. Make sure you go out there strapped. No.
That man's from Detroit. He used to dodging bullets.
Exactly. I'm good. It's all right.
I like how you admitted
The agents.
It's true.
The agents learned from people from Detroit. It's a real fact that the Sotowski siblings went to Detroit and saw the underappreciated dodge bullets in alleys and streets to obtain their substances.
The underappreciated dodge
The way you just tiptoed around it.
Yeah.
Everything you just said, starting with the Wachowski siblings,
I enjoy
was
it.
the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I enjoy how you maneuver that.
Man.
As always, I'm feeling good.
Man, look, my man was in a DDR.
Yeah.
He was in a Dance Dance Revolution pad, like you ain't about to kiss
Yeah.
Oh, that shit was great.
And as always, I'm feeling good. I mean, any day I'm out of work, I always feel absolutely fantastic.
bet, yeah,
So
same.
I feel great. This is the start of my weekend, and I'm in a room with some of my favorite people. So let's go ahead and get started. Do we have...
May I say, a cooler room from what I get from our last visit.
Dude.
Yeah, all of our last
Yeah.
visit, which we were all physically
I was
there for.
medium rare.
Look, it was a hot week. I live on the 3rd floor. My office is smoggy. I'm sorry.
He was like, yo, turn every fan off. I was like, what?
I didn't want to hear that shit.
I was like, why? He's like, yo, I just want
To perform better.
better sound
Yeah.
quality. I'm like, okay, I understand you want better sound quality,
But-
for what? At this cost, you're not uncomfortable? And he was like, I'm fine.
I do it every day.
I
I'm
was also
sorry.
fine.
You can't.
Because I
I'm
can
biased.
perform.
Exactly.
He just turned his fucking sweat glands off.
Yeah.
I could see Clarence's fucking drops.
Yeah.
He's fucking looking like fucking Miles
No,
Dyson.
it was SpongeBob. It was SpongeBob. I was staring at that door. I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I was like, go open that door.
He goes, "Hey, yo, man, stop this. Stop,
Yeah, he's like,
stop
open
this
the
shit.
door. Yeah.
Open the motherfucking door."
Well, like with Lite news and everything, the only thing I remember that happened past that I'm actually really happy about is that Brittany, I guess, is semi-free finally from her father.
Yay.
Yay.
After
Semi?
She can finally be
13.
a human being.
Semi because she is. They agreed that he'll step down as her caretaker or whatever, but she needs to get another one. So I'm not sure if it's going to be another family. Yeah, I know. Like I'm not sure it's going to be another family member
She's
or it's going to be her husband.
Is she actually married?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
never got to see her family. I mean, her husband, her kids.
Oh.
Apparently her son used to always talk like messages on social media saying that I wish my grandfather would just fucking die.
Oh,
everything.
boy.
So as he can see his mom.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked, but I'm happy they're finally getting the step server. Because at first the course was like, nah, she's fine. They were denying her case or whatever. But luckily her new lawyer was able to strike some sort of deal. So her father stepping down.
Shout
so,
out.
Yeah, fuck you, dad.
Yeah.
Fuck you, father. Yeah. Brittany's free. Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish. Free.
Oh shit!
Ish, yeah,
I was
ish.
just gonna bring up the fact that you guys remember Arthur, the TV show that we
Yeah.
all grew up. It's finally over.
Getting his final season. coming up,
25th
right?
season or some
Yeah.
shit.
And I think it was after 25 years of airing on TV. It's finally coming.
There had to
an
be
end.
like thousands of episodes by then.
I kept forgetting that shit was still going on. I'm like, wait a second, it's been going on. And then I remembered that they had the first like on air, kind of like on air gay couple on there. And that was a big thing for like a second. What?
Threatening
It was
the
Mr.
nuclear
Ratburn.
family.
Yo,
It was Mr. Ratburn.
Yeah, which was
I knew
obvious.
something was different about him.
Oh, he was a little queer.
This man, hey.
Well,
So, yeah. What else?
Oh, okay. I mean, you want to just get straight to the news?
let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause I don't
What we
have
got?
shit for light news.
Okay. Trailers. We got fucking the next and probably I'm not sure if it's final movie of the year, but the next Nicolas Cage film,
Always a treasure.
Prisoners of Ghostland.
My man is just working.
He's in his renaissance. Like he's no matter it, I mean, most of his films are just entertaining, no matter what. Whether it be kind of shitty, entertaining. Like it's great.
He's been putting out bangers for the past 4 years.
Yes.
I will say this: watching it as an experience, these movies have been nothing short of incredible. But it's only after I'm done watching it and I try and think about what did I watch. I was like, wait, was that good?
You know, Color Out of Space was good.
It's like that.
that's
It's
great.
like that shot that you take and you're like, oh God, I don't know how to feel about this, and then it goes down. You kind of marinate on it. It's like, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like bad,
usually my
like Bad
experience.
Lieutenant.
I don't
Yeah.
want to take another one.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm good
Tonight.
though. Yeah, tonight. But it
In a
wasn't
couple
bad.
weeks.
It's like eating the right amount of really rich cheesecake.
I don't
Like
know what that's like.
you know you're not supposed, like you eat, you're like, man, this is good, but this is too much.
Yeah.
That's what Nicolas Cage is. You get the right amount of it,
And
and you don't want any more after you're done.
Oh yeah, I'm more than satisfied for at least a year.
I
or
love
so.
and I love the fact all these studios were hiring and everything, and I guess he finally found what actually works for him. Because before he was just like shotgun, he was literally going to be in anything, but now it feels like he's finally concentrated. Okay, I work best in this, and a lot of people are writing stuff for him specifically.
Yeah,
it
I don't
feels
think
like.
I don't think he does any movies that aren't brought to him by somebody.
Yes,
And I don't think anybody is bringing him movies unless they're for him.
exactly. They got him in mind.
Yeah.
you know, I'm still
these
waiting.
Movies, I don't see. I don't see them with anybody
am-
else. Like I just can't.
I am still waiting on more updates on the Nicolas Cage movie. Like
There's a Nicolas Cage like
movie. Yeah.
Oh,
What do you
hope-
mean by Nicolas Cage movie? Like,
Who was
like
playing
an
him?
autobiography?
It was literally gonna be autobiography or a semi autobiography because half the movie is fake because it's him playing. It'll be him, his person, but then something happens to his family. He has to go save his family from some mobsters or some shit. That was the last synopsis of the film. Yeah,
a bio film
Yeah.
about him saving his real family.
yeah, some
from
shit like
mobsters.
that. And at first
All
it
right,
was
I'm
they
in.
weren't
That
going to
sounds on
hire.
brand.
I'm fucking in.
That sounds on brand.
I hope they have a scene with baby Nicolas Cage with his hem, just fucking still with the beard,
Still got the fucking line. The
I need
perfect
someone to feed me.
milk.
Milk.
Wow.
Moving on from that, we got the Witcher: Nightmare of the Wolf, which is going to be an animated movie on Netflix. Which it looks really good. It looks like the
Looks like
animation. Looks
Castlevania.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like a Castlevania clone. And
You did it on purpose, didn't you?
I did do
You did it on
it.
purpose. You know, whatever. It's a different story.
Calm down. Shit. You're getting so triggered.
Good.
They don't need you to defend them.
My man
They're fine.
picked up the littlest nuance. Where like it's Castlevania. It's like Castlevania. No, it's not.
And I was right.
I can see the nuance.
It's a Korean studio
Chickens.
that did Legend of Korra.
Okay.
sure.
It looks more like Castlevania than Legend of Korra.
It does.
Yeah, whatever,
They.
whatever.
Okay.
the
Look.
style.
Let's be fair.
Stop disrespecting animation.
No. Okay, look. Let's be fair. It's on Netflix. Netflix says they're going to do an animated Witcher film. They probably said we wanted to look at close to Castlevania as possible because people really like that apparently.
Yeah, I mean,
So like it's not out the realm of possibility. You know.
We want to stop people from putting their kids down and go, hey, look, it's a cartoon. Go ahead and watch that.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess. So, well, yeah, it looks good. I don't
great.
know anything about Witcher
At all.
besides the show. So it looks like.
I tried playing one video game and I tried to attempt to read one book. I read the first one.
You read the first?
No, I mean I played the first one. I read one of the books. I don't.
Wait,
know
there are
which
other
one.
games besides 3?
I see what you're doing.
Man, what?
I tried to play the second
right.
Witcher game, and that was at a time where that was at a time where like Dark Souls was kind of brand newish, and the game felt like a lesser Dark Souls in the beginning, but the game was already so old in comparison to Dark Souls, so it kind of set the groundwork for the game.
Yeah.
But I'm not a PC player, so I was like, you don't like it.
That's how you sound.
This shit was boring though. This shit was mad boring.
Yeah, it is. But the TV show. I mean, like I said, it looks like a Netflix cut the check Castlevania clone with maybe an interesting story. So yeah, I'll watch it. Although I will say this, I kind of hate when they use
Don't
animation.
use that word.
What?
Hate is a strong word.
Well, I do hate it. I hate it when they. I hate it when they do that thing where they use animation of a once live action something, and they make it okay. So we've all seen the special effects and the magic use in The Witcher live action.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the animation, it looks like they're throwing fireballs and shit. I was like, at least keep it somewhat.
Keep it on brand.
Yeah, because when you go back to live action, I mean, like
that's
fucking.
That is the question. I do wonder if this is this a prequel to that show, or is it just because they still just own, or they just have the rights to that property to make movies for?
With
So I'm
my
just
little
wondering-
information about the Witcher universe, with Geralt, there aren't
Geralt.
many Witchers left during his story. So this one, there's Witchers aplenty.
Yeah,
So this
but-
obviously, if it's going to take place at any point in time, it's before Geralt's story.
True. No, I just mean like I wonder if this animation is a direct, or is it just a Witcher movie? Just that's why they could just go
Right.
ball to the wall without having to worry about being worry about
Right.
Well,
continuity.
it's
or
animation.
consistently.
They can show out because you can. It
I know.
doesn't have to be limited to live action.
Well, I guess whatever.
like yeah.
I mean, you use it because you've got it. I understand. I just feel like the
It's
show
going to set
never
a precedence
Yeah.
to what the next season of the show should be.
right.
Because if you're flipping all over the place,
It's like
but,
they're-
it's
they're
like animate. I don't know.
Yeah, like
How
don't get
many
me wrong,
people?
I
How
get
many
it.
people are going to overlap from the viewership who just freshly entered the Witcher universe and they're watching it?
Nobody's going to watch the
Yeah,
animation.
versus people who are in there to watch the animation
Yeah.
and make that comparison and who don't already understand the difference
Exactly.
between the two.
Yeah, nobody doesn't understand what animation can do, and the shit that is not going to collaborate later
Right.
is going to watch it.
So what you tell me doesn't matter. All right, let's go.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
pretty
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I said it wasn't a huge point. I just said I hate when they do that. Damn.
Stop using that word.
Hate.
Hey, next week trailer that we have on the docket.
Hey.
All right.
Night of the Animated Dead trailer finally released. I
Absolutely.
talked about this earlier, like a couple of weeks ago. something
Yeah,
like that.
you were the only one in the room semi excited for it,
Yeah,
and
'cause
after the
I like
trailers come
zombies.
out, you were still the only one excited for it.
Absolutely.
I am yes, I am interested to see this interpretation. I've seen almost every interpretation or remake of that movie, so I'm excited to see what they do. Even leaving like what they add to the story or what they change about the story. I'm just want to see what they do next.
I look forward to experiencing this through you telling me how much you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Okay.
It looked almost like I was waiting for it to just turn into like a South Park parody because the animation, it was almost like cardboard, like cutter. Like, it's weird.
I know when last time we talked about this, we talked about like, it was made by Warner Brothers. Like, is it going to be, is it going to be CG or is it going to be 2D? And I kind of wish it was CG. Honestly, I'll give it that. It kind of, as Jamal said it during the trailer, like it looks like cheap Archer, and
It looks
cheap
like
Archer.
imagine like a season of Archer, but like halfway through they had to like cut the budget like hard.
I'd rather have cheap 2D animation than cheap 3D animation.
To each his own. Because that trailer was hard.
You're heretics.
To get through.
It was hard. And I wish they would have just animated over the
Or
movie.
you wanted just
instead
retroscope of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like voiceover.
Yeah, because
The voiceovers were kind of a little.
like
I'll get-
insurance
yeah.
commercial, ish. Yeah. In fact, the whole animation, the whole trailer gave me mad like, it's a Halloween commercial type for insurance commercial. You know what I mean?
This looks
You're
like
right.
the ABC special that would air before the Charlie Brown special.
Yeah, I would have believed more if this was a fan film or something like that. Because in my
Yeah.
head I thought
Yeah,
it
that
was,
would
but no,
explain.
this is
Because this is
unfortunately
Warner Brothers, you said?
This is Warner.
I'm like, how
boy,
dare
they
you
got
put this
they
out?
got names on it and stuff to do these voices, and
Man.
I'm not sure
Dang.
who the direction for the voice acting
Nobody.
because it's off.
Yeah,
But,
and if it's supposed to be like an actual like remake or
I mean,
like
It's a
you
It
already,
looks like a retelling.
I mean,
Yeah.
you already paid the money to use the property, right?
right.
Yeah.
How much more would it have been to just use the actual audio?
That's a good point. Like the you don't need any. That movie is fucking public domain, by the way. Like it's legit.
Oh.
Yeah, because he
Easily.
fucked up the copyright. he like when he finally released the film to like world and whatever, when it was going through different theaters at the time, he forgot to put the little copyright circle on it, and it fucked the whole thing up. He never got a cent.
Damn.
Nothing.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Good old American way. All right.
Yeah. But all right, moving from that, let's get into the news. Speaking of more films, we're getting apparently another Scorpion King, a reboot.
Gee golly gosh,
Coming.
I can't wait to see the adventures of the Scorpion King and his friends who are named
Jim, Joe, and Jerry.
Inox on the Moon.
No, unfortunately. Alexis the Moon. Oh my God, that scene hurt me so much.
Damn, she's fine.
I hate to see you leave, but I love to see you walk away. But yeah, it will be The Rock is going to be help produce the film. You know, he's going to slap his name on
Yeah,
it.
The Rock got paid to put his name on it. That's it.
And apparently it's out of his first draft, so it's getting there.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yay.
excited. I just wonder if it's going to be straight to DVD.
I mean, the rest of them were.
Straight
So
to
maybe.
streaming services.
You're right.
Straight to streaming. Join the future.
The new
this-
fucking...
Would this maybe set up a path for The Rock to reassume the role again and reboot the franchise? I mean,
Why not?
Why not?
older
Are they
and
going to
older
Ben
Scorpion King.
Are we going to go
Super
back
jacked.
and find the legend of the Scorpion King is based off of the original Scorpion King, and they're going to have The Rock return as the Scorpion King to be
Junior?
the older, stronger, original Scorpion King?
Oh wow!
I don't like that.
I think what we're
Or Scorpion
doing.
King Omega.
Omega
Yeah.
King. Some Sigma King.
Yeah, Sigma King. Sigma King.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I think what we're putting together seems like something possibly more exciting than what we're actually gonna get, and this is probably gonna be like a soulish cash grab, just because
Oh, absolutely.
a couple of people are sitting in the room and going like, "Hey, you got any new ideas?" Nope. All right, dartboard. Scorpion King.
I know,
Let's do
like
it.
they put a whole bunch of
And
properties
it's either really, really fucking
Really
small,
big.
and it was like a random chance that it hit, or it was the whole dartboard.
Yeah.
So what are we
There
doing?
were only two reactions. Yeah, okay. Or God damn it.
Yeah. Like God damn it.
Again?
Yeah.
Can we stop, please?
Again.
The Rock felt that tip hit and he just busted into the window.
No, he was like when it hit the wall, he was like, I gotta go. He's like, I'm done fishing right now, baby.
I felt a disturbance.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah. I follow. You know, I don't say anything, but I follow.
My man threw that bass in the lake. Yolanda, give me my golf cart. I have to go to the office.
I don't think he fishes with a fishing rod. I think he just puts his hand into the water and grabs him.
He just smashes the ground.
guys, we're not talking about Vin Diesel fishing. We're talking about a real person. Like The Rock.
He Hulk claps at the sonic boom, makes him all come up, and he just picks him up.
He punched the lake like Moses. Oh God.
Oh God.
More money for the Wayne.
Yes, sir.
Yay.
Get that bread, King.
I want to know if they do this, if it's successful, like will we get a reboot
telling you.
of the Mummy franchise itself?
No.
You know, like
The Rock
or a
don't- The Rock don't give a
continuation.
fuck. The Rock just
No,
wants
I'm
you-
not talking about the Rock. I'm talking
I
about,
wasn't in that.
I don't
I'm
think
talking about
the Mummy
Universal.
franchise could work the same way it worked for us.
Of course not.
Also, go ahead.
The Mummy has to do far more extravagant things in this day and age. Not
Yeah.
just make a sand tornado with its face in it. Not just come with a wall of water that one time in the perfect circumstances.
You don't think?
Yes and no. If it's done, I believe it's done with practical effects and is done. If a script is fine, I think you can get away with.
Would you just be cool with? Oh no, he summoned frogs to a town and there are locusts coming. Is that all you want a mummy to
Well,
do?
no, obviously
I
no,
get
but
what-
there's ways to do big, like a big scene with practical effect, and not do as many of them, and not go crazy like this
Yeah.
last Mummy did.
There-
That'll make the movie still successful.
Like,
Again,
I get both sides.
a lot of it is a script.
Like it doesn't like the set pieces / like big effects and everything. They can. I mean, I don't have no doubt they'll have the imaginative like work in the office or the writer's room to make these, cool, you know, or revamp them in some way. I mean, like more of a continuation or something like that, because they failed with the Mummy series, or to try to bring that Mummy thing back, and everyone kept just saying, "Oh, where's Brendan Fraser? Where's Brendan Fraser?" You know, and
help my man out. Give
He's
us his
swinging
money.
from trees as Tarzan.
no.
Swinging
And like
from trees is homeless.
And like the Universal still has the rights to these properties, including the Mummy or whatever. And then like they want to bring they want to use that somehow. And people keep yelling and screaming for Brendan Fraser, especially after the Scorpion movie. I can see them just trying to just fuck it. Let Brendan come back and
also we're assuming that anybody other than us four in this room gives a fuck about the Scorpion King movie, regardless of having The Rock's name on it. Like,
I don't know. There's been like 4 or 5 Scorpion King movies, so there's a cult following out there.
Scorpion King movies, not 4
you
or
may
5.
be correct.
Really? There's for legit 8.
There's a shit ton of them.
That's a lot, too many.
Because at some point they had some guy, I believe he was like Drogo's stunt double. That was like the Scorpion King at one point. I don't quote me on that, but I think I remember seeing that.
It was limping, and then it started to like get on its last leg, and then like I think that some of the WWE guys took it over and then continued it for a while.
I don't know. I can't remember what wrestler did it, but there was another wrestler that was
Holy
Scorpion.
I bet you, at one point, I bet you it was a Miz with like brown spray tan.
I would hope, and that would be the best Scorpion King, and you know it.
Do you think Ben Shapiro would pay The Miz to play him in a movie?
I think Ben Shapiro would pay anybody to shill out to whatever ridiculous bullshit thing.
I don't know what he's talking
about. Go on. What were you?
Yeah.
All right. Back to me. Akira movie news.
Yay.
That's my segment.
Your favorite movie?
The
My
movie you're
favorite
gonna go see?
Yeah.
Opening day?
Apparently the update is that someone in they did an interview and everything. With The Wire. Interview with The Wire with Taika Waititi and everything. They asked him like, "Hey, what about the Akira movie that you wanted to do?" He said, I want to do it. He still wants to get it off the ground.
Didn't he blame the studio? And that's why either he did Akira or he was in the...
He couldn't match up
Suicide Squad?
No. Like he had a scheduling conflict. Like it was with fucking Disney for Thor: Love and Thunder and everything.
Oh, okay.
So like they just because they were trying to push it out. We probably would have saw it like in 2018 or 2019 because they were trying to get a tax write-off. If they got it done in a certain amount of time, the company would have got a tax write-off. So, but that never happened. So right now, but Taika Waititi is passionate about it. He actually still wants to do it. He wants to actually do it right, even though that synopsis from years ago does not give no hope whatsoever.
Was it
Neo,
his
New York.
synopsis or?
It was a synopsis. That was out there.
But here's the thing. I don't know. It's been lately that I've noticed when everybody says they want to do it right. Mm-hmm. Literally, the first thing they say, we're gonna keep it Asian. That doesn't mean you're gonna be doing it right.
This is true.
Right.
I would think that's the closest they could get without all the meddling in. Is probably just like the casting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Outside of that, they probably have their hands tied and trying to pitch things that are more accurate to the source material get shot down.
Well, it is a confusing ass fucking story.
I've been watching that movie for years and I still don't.
It's a big movie. It's like, if anything, like, because I remember when he talked about before, he wanted to do a 3-movie epic and he wanted to be based more on the manga instead of just the one movie. Because the one movie was just like 3 books combined together and everything while he was writing it, while the original book was still on publishing and everything. So I'm not sure if he did that. I think it would be the story would be fleshed out and probably make a little bit more sense to what we got.
But that would be way harder to approve.
It would be way hard to ask like, hey, can I get a 3-movie deal? No, if this movie works, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Which is the problem because Akira is kind of cursed because the Akira movie actually critically acclaimed and stuff, sure, but it basically made a whole studio go under.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because of how much work. Yeah. Like when the movie came out, they had to actually make more colors for animation.
Whoa.
To film for Akira and everything. Like a lot of colors animation came from Akira because they were doing so much. They were going way beyond their budget and everything to make the movie good. And no matter what you feel about the film, like story wise, it's visually just beautiful.
Yeah.
You'll look at some of the things that they do, and they did that hand drawn.
Yes.
And there are things that people they can't recreate that without using a computer nowadays.
No, fuck no.
The amount of love that went into the animation in this movie is unprecedented, and you won't find it almost anywhere
And
else.
it killed that studio.
It murdered it.
It murdered
oh my
it.
God.
So I don't know if they want to do a Karen movie, sure, but good luck. So Taika Waititi, good luck to you if you still want to do this film. But
He'll be there.
I still may or may
course.
not be there.
Yes, you will.
Nah, we're
Shut
gonna
up.
be there. I'm gonna be there.
Shut up.
We can abandon this lie. We're going to be there.
We're gonna be there.
We'll see.
I mean, when
Yeah, we will see. You there.
together.
Okay. Moving on. Hey, remember Terminator Genisys?
You mean that movie with featuring Jai Courtney and Emily Clark?
Yeah. Khaleesi?
Amelia?
Khaleesi?
No, I'm using her real name.
Amelia Clark?
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that movie. Man, those were. I don't remember anything about that movie, but those two leads were attractive. Certainly carried the whole film.
They made me want to watch so many more things done by that director, or probably really avoid them because they weren't good.
Yeah. I mean, or you can even call him a director because his sense of
Look,
direction in the film was just very.
Oh my God.
It was very all over the place.
I
Yeah,
feel
go
like, honestly, I feel like they picked up, because the director is Alan Taylor, and I feel like they kind of just picked him up off the street because they tagged his name on it, and he kind of just went down with the ship. Like, I'm not sure if they actually had believed that this film was actually going to make nuggets, so they didn't want to put anyone, no one would actually touch it.
They wanted to blame somebody.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be them.
Because,
Damn, he was like, let's get a real Suicide Squad director. Like, everyone who worked on this movie.
yeah, like,
They said, you guys want to see something funny?
fucking Alan, like, this movie was so he had such a terrible time with this film. Apparently, I don't know why he's getting an interview now, but the interview came up in fucking Screen Rants, and apparently this movie
Because of Screen Rant and like what else are they doing?
took the interview somewhere else, but I'm not sure who he did the interview with. But he was talking about how he lost the will to be a director after Genisys. Like, he just couldn't do it no more after his fucking experience on fucking Genisys. Has just ruined his whole experience of it. Before this film,
I like
the only
that you
other
keep saying Genisys.
Me too.
I don't know. Is this a bit or is that how you say Genesis?
Genisys,
That's just him saying.
That's a bit.
it's a bit
Okay.
Genesis with a Y.
I like.
Yeah,
The,
that's not how you spell that. but
Yeah, it's
I like
not
the
how you say-
conviction behind it.
Me too.
I was
Genesis.
confused for a little bit. I was like,
It's not right. It's not right. It's not right.
Like,
something back here, like something. Am I wrong?
yeah,
Am I the asshole?
that's what it was. Like, do I not know how to spell?
I like the introspection. Yeah, go.
Alan Taylor he's only directed this film on Genisys and Dark World. Thor. Remember that movie?
No, actually, I
I
don't.
may be the only one that actually didn't
Like-
think that was too bad.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just that it didn't
It
do anything.
It
Boring.
sure wasn't my favorite Thor movie.
No. I mean, it was whatever. Like, I like the Thor and Loki stuff. That was like my favorite
Yeah.
parts of the film.
Best part.
But it was, like you said, it was kind of forgettable in
Yep.
a way.
I guess I really just liked the way it looked.
Oh yeah, I
Fucking
like
White
it.
Elf was dope.
Yeah.
Anyway, this ain't a review about that boring ass movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall asleep again.
So like, yeah, like he's mostly done like before that he did nothing but TV show episodes. Like, that's it.
Wow.
Like, I looked at his film, like, there's nothing but TV shows. And he did those films. He was like, I'm done with film. Like, he's done with films, and people just love the fact that movies had made him lose the will to be a filmmaker.
I mean, I would almost argue that after those two hits back to back, it wasn't up to him. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
All right, you're done, buddy.
yeah, like.
We'll call you.
So
We'll call you.
are we gonna start talking about the sequels to Genisys?
We'll call you.
Oh, my will.
Ma,
Hey, this is his
Did they
livelihood.
call me yet?
Don't joke about his livelihood.
Ma,
He's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine.
they call me yet, Ma?
Not today, baby.
Speaking of those
All right.
who are fine now, I'm sure you've all heard about. Like, speaking of those who are fine now, I'm sure you've all heard about the whole Scarlett Johansson debacle with Black Widow and Disney.
Yeah, rich people wanting to get richer.
Yeah.
Hey, she deserves her money.
She does though.
She does deserve her money. They fucked up her contract for experimentation, and they keep basically dragging her fucking name. I hate when they get lawyers to make it look like you're the asshole. Like, how dare you do this because COVID and blah blah blah. They love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, they're just hanging on that.
And I love how the world was like, shut the fuck up and pay her.
I know. And well, with that, fucking when when Scarlett did that, Emma Stone came up because they did the kind of the same thing for her when Cruella came out. They released it on Disney Plus and in theaters, so that fucked up her pay and stuff. So she came up. She's like, "Okay, I think I'm gonna put a lawsuit in too." But
nah, bitch.
But apparently they didn't like. I think this is really fucked up because there's potential because she's going to be in the sequel for Cruella too. So they kind of like, she kept on talking about, I'm going to make a lawsuit. I'm going to go with you, Scarlett. We're going to go in hand in hand. Disney came up to her like, hey.
She got that phone call.
She got that phone call.
Emma, baby. We're working on the sequel, baby. What is this lawsuit?
You want me to add another
Emma,
zero?
baby.
So go ahead and check your Google Doc for the contract.
I know. Look,
that
when do you want to sign?
That movie's never gonna get made.
Yeah.
They're like, we got potential for a sequel, man.
Basically, yeah, Emma fucking she apparently, according to this article, Hollywood Reporter, she made a deal outside of the lawsuit, or no lawsuit because she never got to court, so she made a deal. She's fine now.
She's fine now.
Good for her.
I haven't heard shit from her. She didn't speak the fuck up. All we know, she made a deal. So good for her.
Emma,
baby.
So good for her. Good for Emma. She got hers. I guess she got out.
Disney, I guess.
Yeah, good for Disney.
hey, Scar, my bad, girl. You're on your own.
Listen,
I gotta get that bag.
listen. It's hot out here.
Scarlett, who?
Who?
No, you got the wrong number.
He's like, no. I've never heard of her. Scarlett Johansson? No, I've never heard of her.
I never heard of her. Black Widow. What movie?
What? That's a movie?
Black Widow, when her husband died.
Yeah, and that's it for what I got for news. The only last bit I got is for casting, which I'm excited for, and I'm sure someone else is excited for. Idris Elba is going to be Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I'm still.
You need a longer chain, son. I'm gonna get you a longer chain.
Yeah,
I really
I'm still
do.
surprised.
It's a tragedy.
Listen.
That man's gonna get strangled with the knuckles. They're gonna find the knuckle imprint on the side of his head.
I want to see him put it on.
This wound was rougher than the rest of them.
How's everyone feel
I feel
about
like
that?
I'm surprised that we're living in the timeline where we're anticipating a Sonic sequel and actors to the caliber of Idris Elba, who is honestly in that Denzel Washington, like Don
there.
Cheadle echelon type of actors is Knuckles.
Yes, now he's. You don't know.
Like,
He's probably a Sonic fan.
This is going to be a win-win situation for original Sonic fans, people who are used to getting punched in the dark. This is going to be a win-win for us.
Yeah.
Why? This movie is honestly going to be good, and everyone's going to be happy, or it's going to be bad,
And everybody's gonna be happy.
And it's going to be par for the course, and people are going to be complaining about it. It's like, welcome to being a Sonic fan.
Yep, they're like, hey, we good.
Now you know
I've had
our pain.
worse.
Yeah, but
I've had worse.
And I think we're at a point where Idris Elba just can't miss.
Right.
And he's just doing everything that comes to, because he can do everything that comes to him.
Right.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
like
have to stay in the
Like
pocket.
he had. I'm sure he read that script first before he said yes. So he has some sort of like. I feel like he has some sort.
Yeah,
of,
I liken him to like our Wesley Snipes, because Wesley Snipes is that type of character actor that can do comedy, drama, action,
Right.
blah blah blah, and slap in there correctly. And Idris Elba from Suicide Squad to the Dogs of War, is that what it's called? The one on Netflix, drama with the child soldiers, like from all the different ranges it can hit. He can't fucking miss right now.
Yeah, he easily
Adding them to
elevates for whatever
any,
reason.
yeah.
And I was so worried. I thought we were gonna get the fucking classic, the obvious choice, fucking The Rock. I thought it was gonna be The Rock. And I'm like,
The
wouldn't
Rock
have-
or Kevin Hart.
You
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have been-
cared.
yeah,
You
I wouldn't have
wouldn't
been
have cared.
I would have been whatever. I hope the movie's fine, but I wouldn't have cared about Knuckles that much.
You.
I mean, I'm talking about. I wouldn't cared about who's playing Knuckles, but yeah, I would have still watched the
As
film.
opposed
sure.
to-
Every Knuckles fan has been dicked around so much. We're just happy to see him. That's it. We're just happy to see him.
Happy to see you. Oh, Knuckles himself.
Yeah, we don't have an expectation for Knuckles. You shouldn't have an expectation for Knuckles. After Sonic Boom,
Well, he's funny in Sonic Boom.
this is what that's
great.
That's his character.
Yeah, he's
That's his
fucking
character?
They're
stupid.
doing it again.
He's dumb.
I love it. It's like watching two like tigers like fight over a piece of chicken at
Yeah.
the zoo.
Or
Nah,
like, those cat
this
videos
is Sonic.
where
It's
they-
not chicken. It's just it's a Slim Jim. We're fighting over a Slim Jim. It's okay.
Either way,
But-
we're in pain. So it's
but
like
they're not as angry, so it's more
Yeah,
like
it's just
slap
like,
boxing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like how much do you want to fight, really? How much do you want to fight?
Over this.
Yeah.
You just want to split it.
Hey, we're good.
Okay.
Okay. But with that, I am done. So,
Beautiful.
On to you.
All right. I'm gonna do my best because
I loved it. I'm like, man,
You got that shit on your soundboard?
man, when you said that shit last episode, it really hit.
Yeah, it did. Beautiful.
I'm gonna try my best here because my tab has been updating for the past 2 hours and we're still not done.
Holy shit.
So
Has it moved at all?
it's at 65%,
Oh my god!
It was at 100 before.
and it's not sideways anymore. So we're making
What the
progress.
fuck are you doing over there?
I'm about to do my best now.
Did you buy this from like some weird like antique shop
I bought it
that
from
sells
Amazon.
cursed objects?
Shut up with your notebook.
Start watching porn on it.
Reliable.
I don't watch porn on it.
Okay. Well, maybe you should watch porn on it. Make it go faster.
Yeah, it'll get its immunity up. It's antibodies.
Yeah, get that little virus. Get those antibodies working. Like, we gotta move fast.
Download a couple YouTube videos.
All right,
Yeah.
we can't stall enough because it's not. So this is what's going on here. Evo dropped.
What?
Evo Evolution.
Fighting
the
game.
one fighting game tournament that happens one time of the year, and it's the biggest fighting game tournament of the
It
year.
happened?
It happened. Did anyone know?
No.
I mean,
I knew it was coming up.
you talked about it when we went out to eat. That was about it. And I didn't see anything.
I didn't catch a single bit of it.
Neither did
They
I.
didn't talk about it through social media.
I was gonna say no one said shit about it.
I didn't see any real commercials through anything. I didn't see
YouTube,
any type of
no.
advertisement for this happening at all. Nobody was talking about it.
You want to know the greatest part of it? The only reason why I knew Evo was happening was because I went down a rabbit hole of some Pakistani player using the N-word just belligerently.
Yes.
And then on his header, it just said like hashtag Evo 2021. I was like, he's going to be an Evo? And I was like, wait, it's happening? What the fuck is this?
And I don't know if this is a factor of the bad advertisement for it or
no advertisement for it.
Like this is probably like my dwindling interests, and because the game lines up, the game lineups, they're not the most entertaining things for me to participate in or watch right now. I'm not feeling the big climate for this games. I'm not
Yeah,
feeling
and
the
then, well, it's because it's
online.
Yeah,
it's online.
It's not the best
If you
form
guys,
of
if
fighting
you
game.
guys aren't really familiar with playing a fighting game online, it hurts. It really hurts.
Yeah.
You plead guilty,
plus-
you strive. Look, that's not the norm, even though it should be.
Plus, like, it's not the same, like, from what I've seen in the past of Evos or fighting game tournaments, it's most entertaining live.
Yeah,
like,
because the
everyone there.
pop-offs-
Yeah, the pop-off.
It's so personal. It's so personal.
Yeah.
It's great.
And it's even, I don't even like it either because you don't get the top players because they're sitting out because it's online.
Some players are sitting out. Some of them are
Trying
still
their hardest,
participating.
but they're getting their
And-
asses whooped because they live in a place where they don't get good internet.
Yeah, the Pakistani players can't participate, but still, the top players are still the people who are winning. You're not having some random online Joe come out the woodwork and be one of the best.
Jay Boner 69-420.
That's right. That's right. Simp Hunter 112. Right? These guys aren't winning. The best of the best who still perform well offline are still winning.
Okay.
So this, you guys, you online warriors who thought otherwise, wise up. Be real. Wise up.
My man came for the head.
Man, I'm trying so hard to remember things right now because when you write stuff down, it sticks, and then when you don't, it don't.
Hey, if you want a
Yeah, a surefire way. Yeah, just put it in a notebook. Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Throw it on the Dropbox, and then you can have it on your phone as well.
I got a
Dropbox advertisement, please pay us.
Well, you know what?
Or at least don't charge me for my monthly subscription.
No.
Yeah, I'll take not paying for.
Who's ready for the GTA trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am.
it's kind of hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Especially-
sounds amazing.
Especially the fact that I keep hearing about, like, it's going to be revamped with Unreal Engine 4 or something like that. Yeah.
That would be.
Well, they're just remastering it. It's not a remake, correct? It's just a remaster.
They're just re-release. They're going to remaster them, like kind of polish them up, and then re-release them. I highly doubt they're going to be remaking them.
Nothing's
wouldn't
gonna
sound
change.
that would be
correct to
amazing
do.
if they did, but that sounds like a lot of time. Although their last map that they made could probably like eclipse most of those games that they're planning on remastering. But I won't
And
lie.
This looks like San Andreas 3 and Vice City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first three of
of those
Of the
PlayStation.
Yeah, the real
2.
one, yeah.
And let me tell you, all of my like love for the 70s, 80s, 60s hits came from those 3 games alone.
Yeah.
Like the radio stations and their songs were amazing.
And that's like the issue. I'm like a lot of people are talking about like how are they gonna get those rights back? For those songs?
Did they get the soundtracks back?
I don't know because
it won't be the same experience if the music isn't the same.
Exactly.
I feel so terrible and out the loop because I haven't played a single GTA game ever.
Yeah, because
Holy
back in the
shit.
day, if you guys didn't know, back in the day, Stooge Prime over here was a fucking cringe lord. He was like, Nintendo is the only way. And I was
It all
trying
makes sense.
And I was like, no, bro, there's bigger shit out there. Xbox, PlayStation.
It wasn't.
That you?
It wasn't to that extent, but I still stand by this.
It was to that extent on a full moon.
Yeah, you're right. On the blood moon. On the blood moon.
The blood moon. The
On the blood moon.
rises once
my
again.
shirt would morph into like a giant Nintendo 64 logo, and I would get like
Kirby.
and I would get like a Nintendo Power Glove that would manifest through my skin.
Oh my
And then you
god.
just puff up like Kirby whenever you got mad.
But my sentiment still remains the same. The most important part of the game is to have fun. And if you can have fun while playing the game,
And
that's all that matters.
Those were fun.
Those are really fun.
And they probably are.
They were just also extremely violent.
Yeah, which was fun.
And that's all that people talked about. They just said, "Yeah, I can kill somebody. Cool. I'm glad that's how you have fun."
It wasn't until I was...
I could make a lowrider hop.
Yeah. I can go
There were
get
lowrider hopping competitions. You understand what that did to young Jairo?
I was never good at those. I tried.
No,
Oh, I had to.
Of course you weren't.
I had to for the culture. I had to.
It was hard coded.
it was hard.
Spent so much time fucking.
Yeah, fuck.
It's difficult to try and find some of the happenings going around when you hear so much about what's going on with Blizzard. Like these guys were actual pieces of shit, and we keep hearing about how bad they are. And the president even said, "You know what? I'm going to step down." The president CEO of Blizzard said he's going to step down, and it's even gotten to the point where it was ridiculous. There are some really ridiculous ways people are choosing to protest and voice their disdain for this. Mm-hmm. One way was to log in to World of Warcraft and do nothing. They staged a sit-in for World of Warcraft. That's a very weird way to protest, but I'm happy your heart is in the right place.
I thought they did a sign out. Did that happen too, or they also was that not a thing?
No.
Like they also all decided to sign out.
There was during the walkout, they asked people to not log into Blizzard or Activision related products. Okay. So you saw a huge decline in the usage of Overwatch and Call of Duty, Heroes of the Storm, and whatnot.
Okay.
And what they're doing now is they're trying to get the Overwatch League to not call Jesse McCree. He was named after a former Blizzard dev, and they don't want that attached to the hero.
Oh. Was this dev in?
He was in the Cosby room.
Was he in
cahoots?
Was he in the Cosby room? Did he get invited to the suite?
I can only assume that because he was associated with them for so long that everyone's guilty under association.
Or direct guilty because
they took part in it.
Yeah. I don't want to skirt anybody blame if I don't have to.
Yeah.
The news spanning out from this shit is still absolutely disgusting and gross, aren't they? Like
there was something that was kind of funny about this particular thing, though.
Carefully,
yeah.
They want to name McCree High Noon, so whenever he does his ult, he announces himself.
It's high noon.
I'm high. Wait,
it's high noon. Just come out the corner with sun shining behind him.
I mean, sure, go for it. Why not?
Ha ha.
I guess.
It's funny. Come on.
No.
It's whatever.
But yeah, let me ask you a question. Because if you're still trying to find some stuff, I got a question. With everything that we're hearing about Blizzard, and I'm sure other
this is not
publishing
exclusive
houses,
to Blizzard. It's
yeah,
not exclusive.
we all know that. So I was going to ask you, do you think that like at least the business side at the very least, do you think that gaming culture is like toxic? Do you think it's redeemable? What do you guys think about that?
Is it redeemable? What is up to a certain extent? It's a company, it's a corporation. You switch some people around, and yeah, it's redeemable.
Like,
Are you talking about gaming in his own, or
you talk about the
these
business?
corporations?
You know what? I'm going to open up both. Like the side that we're on, like as fans and going out there into the ether, and you know the kind of people you run into, and those are the kind of people who also eventually end up getting these jobs and either making it worse for someone else or being part of the problem. Period. What do you got? Do you think that gaming itself is inherently toxic?
I think anything that brings out competition brings out the worst in humanity, because we are animals at the end of the day.
Yeah, almost anything that brings out human interaction, you'll have something
that's
really
toxic.
wicked interactions between two people.
The-
It's not just gaming; it's just the way some people are.
And I think the thing about it, especially nowadays, what we're seeing,
And the fact you're behind a screen.
Yeah,
the
not
anonymity,
Yeah.
it is making a lot of people bold. The power to everybody have a voice now and be able to project it to so many people now is making people bold. And I think it's just giving those people a platform, a voice. But the more we pay attention to those people, the more that other people are like, well, that's how I do it. This is how I get my voice heard. Because at the end of the day, all these assholes just want to be
they just want to
make a little
hear their own
splash.
voice.
Yeah,
Little
that'd be
splash.
special.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing about what I was talking about earlier with that guy that I went down a rabbit hole. That player that just said he had the right to be racist because he just wanted to be racist, so he was going to be racist. And the more I read through his thing, it was very obvious that it became, oh, you're paying attention to me, so I'm going to double down on
Keep
it.
doing it and keep getting these interactions on social media up, because that's what it's about.
Yeah. So it's the system that's kind of giving these people their voice more than anything, or the reactions that they get off of it. It's you're never gonna be able to get rid of it. Just ignore it.
I prefer like inherent, like just like Jairo's been saying, like inherently that's no matter what thing you do when it comes to interaction with people or competition or games and stuff, like that environment's going to happen most likely, especially when it comes behind a screen or with anonymity and shit. I think we need to focus more on the tools to give the people to help those who can't. If you don't want to deal with that, you're able to still play and participate without having to deal with
Give
that.
people filters. Allow them to control what comes in
exactly
and what goes out.
And know that if they decide to want to talk to other people, that's you may experience that. And then also people like toxic people are online, sure, but you guys need to learn to also speak up against that as well. Like you have to have like I wish it was more equal, like people who speak out against toxicity and toxic people and stuff, but it's usually it's completely disbalanced and everything, because toxic people would be toxic against like a female in a lobby and everything, and everyone would shut the fuck up because they don't want to say shit.
That is
like,
the main thing.
Yeah,
calling people out should be a lot more.
Call that shit out. Yeah, like we don't care. No one toxicity could be funny and stuff, especially when you're on the sidelines and everything. But when it's inherently just terrible,
like just
say something.
We know there's these vile happenings always going on.
Yeah,
and like you said, the most important part is giving the individual the tools to make sure that doesn't come to them, but not take it away from everybody else.
Yeah, you know they have mute buttons to use.
Because let's be actually a little honest, some of that stuff. When it comes to being treated like garbage online, it's almost to a point where it can be endearing. Like, you know what? This is what this is. And sometimes it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it also depends on what communities that you're in when it comes to games, because if you're in these Call of Duty lobbies, it's different from the
Call of Duty, Destiny, League of Legends,
fucking Overwatch.
I don't count League of Legends. Those people are filth.
They're even lower.
They're subhuman. So we're not gonna.
They are so brutal.
But yeah,
stop feeding.
Yeah. I don't know.
Are you a bot? You die once, and some guy took the time to type a paragraph out to insult you because you died once, and he does it so fast.
I know. This is all through text most of the time, which is bothers me.
He's got them ready.
He's fucking got copy and paste.
Like he's kiting jungle and talking shit to you at the same time. Like, how, bro? How are you this skilled? Is this what you do?
That's all they do, man. These motherfuckers need sun.
Also, when it comes to the business side, especially when it came to like Activision and Blizzard and everything, we have to have. I feel like there needs to be some sort of outside company. Maybe they already do, but there needs to be outside companies in order to handle this like human resource department. And everything.
It's almost like all companies need like a third party to monitor them to make sure that they're doing things right within legal bounds in multiple areas.
Because like it's
not just limited to the police.
No, exactly. Like, because it would not have gone so far if they knew that their consequences had action. I mean, had consequences. I mean, if their action had consequences. Like,
one thing I've learned is that HR is not for human resources. HR is to protect the
company,
the corporation, and it should not be that way.
Because they literally went there. They thought they had anonymity. You know, they thought to air their grievances and shit. They literally went behind their back and fucking told the people that they were talking about.
In most cases, HR was involved in some of these scandals, and it's really fucking bad.
They were just the fence to kind of filter stuff out and go, hey, you guys want to know what's going on, what they're complaining about?
Yeah, like, hey, y'all, they're complaining about this. Y'all should be careful.
I got your back.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, stop grabbing their tits.
Right. Like, hey, come on. Don't grab the tits. All right?
Look,
Karen said that
you, John, only 2 shots. Only 2 shots during the ball crawl.
So yeah, I just feel like I guess the coach, like Clarence said, that you change out a couple of people. I don't think it's not worth saving. I think if you just change out a couple of people, get people from the outside to come in and change the culture of the company, because like you gotta imagine that fucking sucks to fucking get your dream job working at Blizzard and then you have to like deal with
that shit.
If you're lucky, you're not a woman working there. You're just a guy who's witnessed
a woman
shit
and black.
Like, oh yeah, that shit.
God forbid.
You get your dream job and you get shitted on every day and you get burnt out. Like, people don't deserve that. So yeah, I absolutely think the culture just needs to be changed. I mean, like, big change. But yeah, we can get off this shit ass topic.
Did Andrew Cuomo ever work at Blizzard?
Hey,
he's Italian. I'm sorry,
he just kisses everybody. Okay? He learned it from his mom.
Just grabs their face.
Yeah,
I'm Italian. That's what I do.
And the boobs.
Yeah.
You know what you guys have to. You got to brace yourself for this, because now it's official. Sony basically owns anime in the West.
Oh yeah, that
they have purchased Funimation and purchased Crunchyroll.
Oh my
wow!
So now, if you want to touch, like, if you want to, pay out like a regular good human being, pay for your anime, you basically have to go through Sony to get it.
A monopoly.
Or you can sail the 7 seas and just find it for free, like the rest of the world.
Go watch it for free, and then if you want to support, and if you like the problem with that is because Sony and these these American streaming services and everything, they underpay their translators, and they barely give any money for the rights to the actual anime themselves. So it's like a domino effect. The animators over in Japan already getting paid absolute shit.
Yeah,
and now they're getting less than that, because
it's the whole market as a whole. Even Netflix is paying their animators the bare minimum.
Yeah, I'm sure they got some examples like, oh shit, what Toho is paying them what? Oh, we can. Why are we paying you?
Getting paid?
You guys want 10 cents more?
5 cents, easy.
All right, cool.
This is not communist China.
We're gonna push the deadline up a week though. We're gonna push it up a week, so you have to have it done faster. But you're gonna get 10 cents more.
Hey guys, we're giving you guys a raise. We're also pushing up the shit.
Finger guns.
I really hate the fact that they have such an iron grip on the market, and it's especially when it comes to like apparently like censorship and like how they change stuff around in the translations and shit. Like a lot of people just decide to just go to actual fan dubs or fan subs and stuff because the translations are shit most of the time. So
the translations being shit. Now I want to explain a little bit more for that. I've seen what people complain about. There may be some translations that happen and they change it up to fit our climate for the age demographic more often. And that's what they're complaining about. Well, you didn't put in this Japanese joke that it's only able to be understood if you understand the language. So we wanted that.
It's like, I mean, I know what you mean. I know what you mean by that. I'm talking more of when the context of the story and everything in itself gets changed or something like that. Like when, I don't have an example in me.
They never do.
That's not true. Shut the fuck up.
What's your example then?
I would rather prepare. You didn't tell me this.
The point behind that is people will have a gripe about the translations altering the story. Usually they don't prime examples. They don't have examples ready. They can't really plead their case for it. And that's the most important part. Like, if it's a legitimate concern, maybe you should have some evidence behind it, always at the ready, if you want to better the medium and not just complain for the sake of complaining.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a little passionate there.
Yeah.
No, I always want these things to be better. And people's complaints usually don't come from a place of ill intent. They usually just kind of lack the ways to properly voice their discontent with certain things. But when they do, it's wrong. I'm not talking about you.
No, I know. I'm
Today.
Right now.
No, but I get what you mean. A lot of people like to just jump on like these. If someone else said it must be true. Someone to jump on there too and everything. I really that's what I've heard. I don't really know for sure and everything, because a lot of the anime I watch is pirated anyway. So it's like,
You're not supposed to admit that.
it's true though.
Shut down.
Come for me.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it
Shut it
down.
down.
It's
Shut it
over.
down.
It's
It's like
over.
start watching anime.
Don't. No, when you say come for me, you're literally talking to Sony, and they have a lot of power.
These are all jokes, by the way.
Aren't you excited to see the new? Yeah, you're excited to see the new Venom movie that got delayed again.
Venom.
First of all, wait, you're talking
I
about
didn't forget. I didn't forget that.
No, no. I mean, it's whatever. More carnage.
Let there
Let there.
be carnage.
Be carnage.
Sure.
That's right.
But hey, that's kind of the most that I got. There was a game studio that was being made by one of the members of was it the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and some of the people who did what was it, Spec Ops: The Line, but can't really be excited for that because I don't know what they could really bring.
Only thing I want them to do is remake the video game that they had for the Californication video,
Okay.
Californication.
where they were just snowboarding. It looked like Sonic.
California. Oh,
Just
fucking
snowboarding down San Francisco.
rolling around. I'm sorry.
Take it.
Yeah, but with me, that's it. I've just been in the fucking ironclad grip of Pokemon Unite.
Oh my god. This
Ah.
is week 3.
Month 1.
Oh my god.
I love jumping on Discord and when he's playing.
Hey, I've gotten a lot calmer.
You have.
I was going to say, have you seen the sweaty again?
That's the goal. I want to play the games in a certain fashion, and I realize that not everybody will come to the same conclusions or be able to explain the situations so that I can come to their conclusions. So after a while, it's just, hey, this happened. Would have really appreciated if you were there. Hey, this is going on. Do you notice? I'm going to be over
lot
here.
of passive
You wanna,
aggressiveness.
if you're gonna go anywhere, let me know so we can as a team know what's going on.
But every once in a while, you hear like a Hulk out word where like it just where Banner, where Banner just gets green for a second, but he just pops back in.
I'm good.
I'll be honest. At this point, like I know we just got off this topic. At this point, this is where if this man were talking to me this way, like a stranger out on the internet in the world, if he were telling me, "Hey, I'd appreciate it if you did this instead," I'd be like,
No, it's not that. It's not that. I don't say do this instead. It's not that. The only thing.
The talking overall, I'm telling you.
No,
I
let's put.
I feel like I would have called you a slur by that. like,
Fucking.
I don't need help from no. No.
It would be like you playing Overwatch and you're waiting for a health pack to spawn instead of coming to the healers who are willingly there to heal you.
I don't play Overwatch
Oh yeah.
anymore.
But
Yeah.
he doesn't heal.
Just want people to do the objective. Like, hey, the objective is up. Would be nice if you went to the objective. That's it.
And that's where it would be like,
It benefits everybody for you to be there, and everyone is detrimented for you not being there.
see how he's trying to like use reason and logic. I
hate
So-
that.
That's why he's so good at tiptoeing.
Oh yeah. All right, I guess it's on me.
Comment.
We're gonna talk about some comic book news, y'all.
Let's do it.
It's another new day, and Marvel and Disney ain't paying nobody. But really, when it comes to Disney has assumed a trait of Marvel and the industry as a whole, really, when it comes to devaluing their creators. A recent article came out from Gadgets 360, and it was about that Marvel only pays their comic book writers for their ideas that you've seen, that some of you normies out there have seen playing out over the course of movies. All these years, you could accredit half of the concepts and the themes that going into making these characters that you love, even some of their moments that you've seen on screen, attributed to the creators and writers who actually wrote these and were pulled from stories decades ago. Like, when like let's just case in point, our favorite one of our favorite masterclass MCU movies, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Ed Brubaker and Steve Epping wrote and drew that story, The Return of the Winter Soldier, The Death of Captain America, stories like that, if you guys are familiar. For the concepts of the Winter Soldier and themes that played out into the Falcon and Winter Soldier, Ed Brubaker wasn't even allowed into the premiere of the movie.
Wait, what?
The writer of that story, of which those themes and that character was derived from.
You know why? Is he fucking Stan Lee?
Let me get my corporate shilling going on here right quick.
Oh, shit.
Did they sign a contract that allowed them to retain the rights to their story? Or did that contract belong to Marvel?
That's their thing. A lot of some. God, the industry had some real dicey and still has some very dicey techniques when it comes to rights and royalties. All the writers at the time, up until some people a little bit more than others with this previous era, but they're all work for hire writers. That means that you retain no rights to. In other words, it means we don't owe you shit.
There it is.
So even though these ideas would not be there if writer had not been contracted to write it up and make it and put love into it and make these stories that we care about, they signed the contract and they don't get their royalties.
You know what would change this? If the writers had a union. No,
you know what would change this?
Yeah.
Well, also, always go for the percentage. As an artist, go for the percentage over the overall pay.
You know what help with that?
If they had that option.
If they had the union.
True.
If they had that option at the time. Like, the stories that I've heard, even the most famous case of Schuster and Siegel, the guys who wrote Superman, those guys died penniless. They created the most popular superhero in all of
Holy
history.
shit.
Like,
that's scary.
So the powers, the scale of what the power of a writer or an artist has over that since those days has not moved very much. So it's a little rough out there. Some people like Jim Steranko, he who created Thanos. He was able to maneuver and get a better deal as opposed to royalties when they used Thanos for the big MCU movies. He was able to get a little bit better payout. Ta-Nehisi Coates, Black Panther and Captain America scribe, was also able to get a fair deal, but when there was an interview he had about it where he mentioned the original the writers for the Winter Soldier, he said these guys were actually, I can find the direct quote. But yeah,
see, I always thought that it was all Marvel shit, so they wouldn't need to get paid anyway. I always thought since it's owned by Marvel, Marvel's putting it out, that it was already under the rights of Marvel, so it's just they're pulling from their own stuff. Which anything they got after that would be.
Oh yeah, they're pulling from their own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like I always assumed that to begin with. Like I never assumed that this people were getting paid irregardless. Like I just as shitty as it is,
forms of art,
like,
media, and entertainment, unless it's the forefront of the silver screen, everybody involved with making these things always gets shafted as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, and that's if they got anything at all. But yeah, Ta-Nehisi Coates, who worked on Captain America, said, let's see, where's the quote? He said, long before I was writing Captain America, Ed Brubaker and Steve Epping, the Death of Captain America storyline and the Return of the Winter Soldier, it was some of the most thrilling storytelling I never read. Coates told The Guardian, I'd rather read it than watch the movies. That's a huge statement coming from Ta-Nehisi Coates. He's like, and I love the movies too, but it doesn't seem to be exactly what Steve and Ed put into and created this multi-million-dollar franchise. So essentially, he said he got a fair deal, but when it comes to the creators, he's like he just wish everyone got what they were supposed to get and were appreciated for the work that they put in. And it's been a long time coming. Like creators are all over Twitter, kind of sharing their stories about how they didn't get paid. Even recently, Joe Quesada, really famous artist at the time, Daredevil scribe, he did a cover for Miss America. America Chavez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they used that first poster of his issue 1 cover, and they put it up somewhere, and they literally fucking airbrushed over his fucking signature that he put.
Oh,
down
I saw that. It was hanging on like one of the poster things that you see at like Walmart. It was got all of them. We just scroll through them.
Yeah,
I did see that.
It's fucking airbrushed over his fucking. He's like, "Where's my signature?" Yeah, yeah.
Where's my signature?
So this is like another like back and forth of the creators versus the company. Yeah, they signed a contract, and yeah, they're not technically owed anything. But I feel like these stories that people brought to life and that they are now benefiting from, I feel like it should be a little fairer than what $5,000. That's if they got paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. What else happened? That's one of the stories that took place. The only other thing that happened is DC just released their solicitation list coming up for November 2021. And if you were not familiar with that at all, it's just more Batman. All right.
DC always stands for Detective Comics.
Yeah, strangely enough.
It should just be BC.
BC?
Batman.
We can dodge that one.
Yeah.
We can dodge that one.
We're gonna move past it. I get the spirit what you were going for, but I want to move past
Could
it.
help.
No. Of the
It's too easy to be associated with something else.
yeah.
What was that for?
I don't know. I wanted to smack you, but I didn't want it to be on camera.
Like, I'll just take your butt.
But yeah.
Can I give you some props? I hate to do this, but thank you
Then
for
don't.
reading something and then pointing to the mic.
Ooh.
What do you? Wait, what?
Deep cuts.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Talking to your mic, son.
No, I appreciate you reading and actually talking into the mic.
Yeah.
I'm just stabbing him.
I know. I don't know what I did to you.
That joke.
He's finding new ways to be violent.
I notice. He chooses violence all the time.
I am chaos. that Elmo.
Fire behind you. All right.
But yeah, of the 91 titles that are coming out, Batman and Batman adjacent titles are like 54 of them. They're talking, this is between Batman spinoffs, Batman guest appearances.
So, but what is for the month of September?
November, yeah.
1 month?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
well, I mean, this
54
is...
books? 54 Batman books in 1 month.
Yes. And,
No.
and over the course of, continuing, like, yeah.
What about Static?
What about him?
How's season 1 going?
Hey, that's Milestone. That's not our problem. But yeah, in specifically titles that come up for Batman, we're talking like 42 titles that will have Batman as either the main character. This man is literally 50% of their revenue. Like, the article goes on to say that the company and the fans definitely have a love and care for Batman, which is why they're leaning into it and giving the fans more of what they want.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So, and that's just pretty much it. But anybody who's been listening to this podcast or just, generally aware of how DC's solicitors lists look any time of the year for the past 10 fucking years.
It's always this.
This is pretty much the way they... Now, granted, in
On
recent
brand.
years, they've gone a little bit more heavy-handed. Like, I think last year... No, this year we were talking. We're halfway through our Batman rollout for the year. We're at 10 titles. You have Batman. You have Batman and Catwoman. You have Detective Comics. You have I Am Batman. You have Harley Quinn. You have Nightwing.
It's like
there are
Red Hood,
Red
Future
Hood,
State,
Future State, Gotham.
Batman, Red, Black, White and Black.
Yeah, Batman, Red and Black. Yeah,
Joker, the mind
like
of a
isekais
puzzle.
and
Yeah.
anime,
There's
but
so many.
Batman.
absolutely. Like it's literally.
much.
And then there's Batman, the one that I was interested in reading, Batman 89.
89.
Yeah, 89.
Yeah, that
I
one-
was looking at just the design concepts. It looks...
Is it? If I'm
It's
correct,
based off of the Tim Burton movie.
is
I
it
wanna
a
say,
sequel?
Yeah.
See, yeah,
It's
that's.
what it would be, the continuation of that universe.
I've been here talks. I think we've been hearing talks about this for a few years now.
I'm gonna read.
Yeah, it
I wanna
looks
read that.
it looks incredible, and I am tempted to check it out.
Are you Tim Burton?
All right, so
No.
Strike him.
he deserves it. Hit him.
Come for me. It's on video.
You cannot stop me.
But yeah, as you know, DC does stand for Detective Comics. Batman's a fucking dynasty. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm in the camp of the people who don't think that this is necessarily a good thing. But
Yeah, I'm tired.
they are making money. Let's get that out of the way. We're not disconnected from reality. The bat is money over there. We understand that. However, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired. Don't get me wrong. There are some Batman titles that catch my interest.
How can you write so many books about Gotham and it's still a shithole?
Right. Like,
Nobody wants to fix it? Nobody?
No, the cycle is too fun.
I mean, half of the books that we review are Batman.
yeah. If there's a DC...
There is a Batman-esque book on every single week.
And there are more
Pretty
good
much.
than bad ones. But at the same time...
Yeah, because I try and pick through. If it's not going to be something I think will be good, I'll just...
Relatively interesting.
You know, like, I just can't do it all the time. But yeah, Batman and Batman adjacent things for DC does come up a lot on this list, and a lot of everybody's list, because like I said, Batman is the dynasty over there. He is easily the biggest portion of their revenue. I don't enjoy that fact, and even when it comes out to like units per month sold for comics every month, it is always specifically a Batman title that is in the top 5, but not really anything else from that publisher.
Yeah.
And I wish they were more interested in being a little bit more risky to change up that dichotomy. You got people over on the other side of the pond just finishing up Taskmaster, fucking John Walker, a MODOK book, an Elektra book. Shang-Chi is on and popping again, obviously because of the movie. What I'm saying is that we're getting a diversity, like the
Different characters.
Moon Knight, like we're seeing shit different. Hell, Ultraman's got a comic right now.
Yeah.
Like there
Wasn't Future State enough?
No.
it was
Wasn't it enough to see more characters that don't reflect the characters that are popular right now?
No, it's about the frontier.
It was
now.
always a representation of those characters, and even then, I'm willing to bet it was just an excuse to write more Batman stories. You know, once they put him back where he belongs. You know, in Batman, under Batman's shadow, like everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, remember, there's another crisis coming, and they have Batman there too.
Yeah, I
know.
Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll bring another Batman.
Yeah, this is what they're gonna do, and I just wish that they were a little bit more like. Granted, there are some DC titles that are taking. I won't miss them on that. Like we've had some like Strange Adventures.
Masterclass.
Yeah, what else is good over there?
It's good that he showed. Or you talking about like with him in
Wonder
it?
Girl.
Yeah, Wonder Girl. What?
You talking about with him in it, or you talking about different
Without
Other
him.
books
It.
without him,
Yeah.
like stuff that's been good without him. Like even though it is a Batman property, I thought the Joker and the Harley Quinn books are kind of standoutish to me. I thought they're working really well, and there are other DC properties that aren't like necessarily anything to do with Batman. They're doing good on their own.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna discount them, but holy shit, like we're in the midst of 10 Batman books.
We've said this before that Batman is starting to get like Star Wars. Anything that doesn't have to do with Star Wars. I mean, with Skywalker or Batman is way more interesting in those universes.
Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, I mean, like I said, just I guess keep making the Bat bag. I mean, what else can you do?
I mean, at least artists are getting more jobs and writers are getting more jobs.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's great.
That's the only. Yeah,
that's it. Like I love to see more people get more different art styles and shit do Batman. But
every time I want to stop reading Batman, they do something.
Something pulls you back. Yeah.
Fucking Scarecrow redesign is, god damn it, it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
but I have to read a fucking Batman book.
You know,
to get to it.
There's a new Bane. I would like to read the why there's a new Bane, but
wait, a new like there's a new guy.
There's a new woman.
Gal.
Oh,
because she showed up in
Joker.
Yeah, in Joker.
Yeah, I would like to read a Bane book to see how that happened.
Oh, they showed you. She was
showed me,
attached to a table and they just injected her.
But why her?
Go kill Bane.
You mean you would like to see her get a book
me Bane
or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess eventually.
Why would she
I'll get
even
around
want
to
to
it.
pick up the mantle of Bane?
because it's
Maybe
his
she made a
niece.
choice.
It's a luchador thing. I don't know.
You got me.
Bane Jr.
You got me.
She's not even related to him, but through the kayfabe, she's related.
You got me.
And that's it for comic book news, guys. And I'm going to move on to comic book reviews.
yeah.
Before we go to comic book reviews, remember when I talked about being on Trump's email list. I don't know if I told you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
So for some reason, I ended up in the Trump mailing list. At some point, somebody must have sold my email to. Anyway, I love it because I keep getting like his little scams that he's giving his people.
I've been hearing about.
You're getting the QAnon messages.
These are fantastic. He wants a contribution for 400% impact. Activated and have a deadline to give him money.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're going like, "Hey, are you a supporter? Like,
they start
you
off
help Donald Trump by sending him so and so such."
You can choose your own amount, but what they would like is anywhere from 50 to 250 right off the grip.
Oh my fucking
Nice.
God.
Holy crap!
He was selling plastic cards that looked like credit cards.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And I got that email and I was like, what do they do?
Nothing.
Oh, they're just a membership to the Donald Trump cult.
Oh God.
Pretty much.
This is fantastic.
And people are falling for this.
Let them.
I mean,
Let that man be rich. He's not going to run again. He's just going to take all their money.
He might.
He's going to run. He's not going to win.
He might.
I hope not.
Depending on what happens. No politics. No politics.
Listen,
The advertisements. Are
either
great.
way, I'm here for the ride. And we're all going down in the burning ship.
No.
And it's going to be fun. I am going to laugh the entire way.
But yeah, guys, so we are moving on to comic book reviews. We're going to start with DC and Milestones Heartwire #1. Brandon Thomas, Dennis Cowan on the art, Bill Skarsinski on inks. I'm not super familiar with Heartwire.
I have more questions than answers.
Yes.
He's the guy from season 1 of Static Shock, right?
Heartwire? No, he did not.
I mean, not when they first, or Milestones first, like, pull out.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is from the not Static Shock, but from the Milestone revival.
Yeah, all
yes,
those
he was the
people
one
from
that's
that.
getting all kinds of fucking shits. He was
Yeah,
butt
the
ass
armor and
naked,
shit.
and they were like,
Yeah.
stamping
He's
him.
like some.
Yeah.
He's like some. Iron Man slash. Well, it's not even
Iron.
fair to compare that.
Iron Black.
No, but yes.
I have problems.
I have mixed feelings about this book.
I was really excited when I saw it on the other thing because they painted him as a villain,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
and I was like, okay, I'm kind of excited to see how this is. And this book goes immediately to blaming at people, and immediately gets kind of overly dramatically over-explanated.
It gets
If I'm
over-
supposed to root for this guy, what reason am I supposed to? They didn't give me one in this book.
None.
No.
They
Because
kind of just dropped us in the middle of a circumstance that's unfolding, and then we're kind of hearing his side of it, and then we're introduced to another side of it.
I learned more about his plasma knife than I learned about his situation. The plasma knife was like 7 pages of just, this is what the plasma knife is. Look at,
Is
look at
the
my jetpack.
AI in his head or is the AI in the suit?
Pop.
Yeah, what? And it's creepy.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pop-
that's kind of creepy. It talks to him. Like, I don't know. Maybe this has always been a thing for Heartwire, but I didn't know.
And one thing I have to say, and this is just a small gripe when it comes to his dialogue and stuff.
I
this
didn't like
guy-
it.
Yeah, like this guy is supposed to be like, he was taken from a child out of the ghetto, I guess, because he was super smart and he was raised up to be super smart, got all these degrees and shit. Why is he still talking like I saw him at the store, like he was at the gas station?
Isn't one of the first lines when they find where he's hiding? He goes, "Oh, okay, it's gonna be like that."
Oh, like that? I'm like,
Well,
okay.
for me, when I read this book, I feel like this and the Icon book, I feel like this one was like this. It's in a glass. It's in a glass shelf, and this is from another time period. Like,
Yeah. I
Same
agree.
thing when you get to Icon. Same thing. It felt like
Yeah.
I was watching like a weird Tyler Perry movie.
like a
I wouldn't say
1990.
Tyler Perry, but
I would say
definitely
90s,
older.
like a 90s.
You're a strong, rich black man sitting in this mansion. What you doing with
That's the
yourself?
voice that you got.
It was like a 90s sitcom. Almost.
Yeah.
It had the tone and pace of like a 90s
Yeah.
sitcom.
Yeah, it was very, very. All these feel like they came out like while the
Out of
Fresh Prince
touch.
was still playing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's part of the charm. Milestone is really for like a lot of old heads, and of course, I always support it. But
I wish they would have updated them. I
Yeah.
wish that would be fresher. If it's a
Absolutely.
rebirth, it should be
More rebirth.
yeah.
Yeah, they took a lot more, like the liberties that they took with Static's upbringing. They changed around a couple of things,
Yeah,
but they
And
modernized.
people were mad about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
People
of
were
course.
mad
But
about
it was
his hair.
still
People
the
were mad-
right move.
It was. I agree.
If this is the alternative, Static made the right move.
Yeah.
100%.
It seems like they focus way more on Static, on making sure to bring him to the modern age than these other characters that are apparently in his vicinity. Like they're in the same universe.
Yeah.
But apparently this guy made the experimental canister stuff that
the gas,
caused the Big Bang.
and left them unlocked right next to the tactical grenades that were going to go for the peace quelling.
Do your job, OSHA.
It just like it still brings up questions of like what, like Jairo said, like there's so many questions of like
Send them tickets.
why is he making experimental tear gas
'Cause he
in
works
general
for evil-
like why would you focus on
Evil
that
white
And
man.
Evil white man.
like I guess
Easily.
They told us right off the bat, an
works
evil
for-
white man.
His,
Although-
his stepdad, I gave you wings.
Now I will admit, I was waiting for him to go full, racist, but they
and
never
show me why he's an evil white man.
Yeah, but they never really leaned into that.
He's rich, so you shouldn't like him.
they both have their like they're kind of like both wrong and right at the same time because like it goes from at first you're like, oh man, he betrayed me, I can't believe he betrayed me, and you think, okay, he probably did betray him, he must have some reason why he thinks what's his face betrayed him. Then we go back to him, the evil white man. He's like, oh shit, what's going on? What do you mean Calvin is doing this shit?
I mean, yeah, I totally sent him down with the ship. I mean, I just put it out in the news that, yeah, he did make the experimental gas and yeah, they did use it, and it is essentially his fault, and I just essentially pointed the blame for him instead of me as a company. And
I will not lose this company.
I mean, that's what a company would do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, totally. I just feel like the motivations were a little, the story got a little convoluted with the expose of his powers, which is really just a plasma knife and a flying rocket pack, which I gotta be honest, it's not the most exciting. Like,
I'm supposed to believe he's going to be a superhero, and from what they showed in the Rebirth Zero, I guess, he's supposed to be like ultra powerful. He was getting bodied by fucking helicopters.
Yeah.
And like he spent more time going through walls than he did actually doing anything.
Yeah.
And what was the thing about the technology in the window? Was it just the technology in the window that allowed him to speak to him?
Yeah,
No.
it was a speaker.
He's like,
and
you
then
would never be able to create this. I was like, a speaker? Like,
What was happening?
And that guy was talking so like, yeah, like why would I want to make this bullshit?
yeah, like
it was confusing.
Yeah, towards the end, like the message on the number one, it wasn't a clean, because I definitely didn't come out of it going like, man.
It certainly wasn't a surgeon incision. It was more like a Civil War fucking amputation.
Yeah, with a fucking rusty knife, with a bayonet. Hold still, no. Yeah,
it was rough to get through.
Yeah,
it was the last comic that I read that day, and I was kind of
tired,
upset.
Yeah. Tired.
I did not, and also like also with the writing, the artwork isn't the most pleasant. When
watch
it comes
your mouth, this Dennis Cowan.
No, like I know. Look, it didn't.
I didn't have a
You
big
see how
problem with
quickly he defends that artwork, but doesn't do the same thing for animation.
Right?
You just keep
Shut
wanting
up!
to fight
Shut up!
for
Shut up!
You guys have
shut up!
your-
It's cartoons for kids.
You see?
Actually, the artwork.
They're coloring books.
Look,
great.
like
The artwork was actually one of the things that actually drew me to it, that made me keep going.
Yeah, same.
Honestly, it seemed like I wish Morbius would have done this, because it's got that old school kind of like feel to it, but it's vibrant and it's newer.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Almost like a Spawn. But
yeah,
better.
but like but better. I'm with that. I do like. It feels very retro the way the art is, but I wish they let him like cut loose. Either like take your spin on retro and like update everything. I would have loved an update to the costume personally.
I don't want to derail it, but he brought up Spawn, and I feel like I want to bring it back up right now because I forgot to do it during yours. Todd McFarlane finally found a writer for a Spawn movie.
That's cool.
cool.
I have a feeling it's not going to be that good.
We've been waiting for
I hope it's none of the writers that wrote in that previous comic.
Because I don't know, man.
That's why I even looked at like I saw that news and I looked at like, oh, Spawn.
You said, okay, great.
Well,
I did the
Dude, that comic hurt us so much they wouldn't even give a fuck.
man, and it was 100 pages. 100 pages.
It was a journey.
But yeah, moving on to
yeah.
the other, because did I bring that with me? Yeah, I don't have that with me. The other DC milestone book I wanted to talk about was Icon and Rocket #1.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one a lot more.
Yes, I did enjoy that one a little bit.
Didn't
more.
they have a preview for that in an older book?
So
no,
a little bit.
It felt like it was a flashback in like the milestone rebirth or what have you.
They didn't have like a catalog that said, "Hey, here's what's going to be happening soon. Here's a sneak peek of what's coming up."
Yeah,
with Milestone.
there
that
was
that,
and it was this exact book, and the only thing new that we got was the origin of him crash landing on the planet.
Yeah, that was it.
The way they handled that is that I think it was like they put some of the stuff from these books in a little mashup and give us a little bit of a taste. So yeah, there's stuff in there from this book, and this is just the full version of it. I would have picked up something from another book, like where more action was happening.
Yeah.
If I were gonna like clip together some shit to make you interested, that's not my.
Like
I wouldn't have used this what they did for that. But
I wouldn't even use this book. This book was kind of boring.
it had nothing. It didn't have any action scenes.
There was
really,
no
aside from the-
charm. There was no charm.
And there was
in it.
no advancement to the story other than this is how we meet. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be your psychic. They jammed everything in. They jammed all that was actually important into 2 panels.
Yeah, I'm gonna be your sidekick. That's it. Book
Like,
over.
I
The
re-
rest of it was just this.
Why? Because you're powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Go on.
No, I was gonna say especially coming off the Hardwire and everything, I did like this book a lot more. I thought it was fine. I did think it could have been summed up in 2 pages so we can get to the actual stuff that's happening right now. But granted, I did like the origin stuff. I was like happy to see like where Icon came from and like his powers, even though it was weird that he got turned into a baby.
Yeah, that was the only
was
thing
really
that I was
weird.
like, okay,
Yeah,
so
he's a grown ass man.
yeah, so he's a grown ass alien.
That was a weird
Why
perspective
they turned
too.
into a baby?
When the old lady was holding, like touching the spaceship that was clearly
She was
giant,
like- and she
then when
was
she got
giant?
up, and then when she got up to it, she was bigger than the ship, and he was this big.
It's perspective.
That was
Weird.
a little weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did enjoy this book a little bit better. Although at the same time,
It's a
like,
little rough.
It was like
Kind of boring.
nothing. I would prefer there was splice some action in there because we had the alien thing in the beginning, but
Okay, look, I'm an idiot.
and
I'm an
the
idiot.
fucking-
So I got a question I want to ask you guys about this. When it showed the group of dudes and how the guy that she was dating was talking down to her.
Whoa, they weren't dating. He was using her.
She was
Okay,
a
by
He
hoe.
got
her-
side hoes for that.
She was a hoe.
Yeah, like, as he said.
What was the purpose for showing that these guys are such big pieces of shit? Like, how does that building her character up?
It doesn't. He just
it's
shows that she
shown-
makes terrible fucking decisions.
Yeah, I
for
was
her
gonna
life.
say
Up until
it's
now.
like it's showing. Yeah, is that up until now, like she's just hanging out with the wrong crowd, and
Right.
it goes along what she mentioned before. Like I used to just want to be popular, and,
But I hate
even
that
though I
they
read
spent
books.
so much time on it. I hate
Yeah,
they
that was
spent
so much
fucking
of the
time.
book.
Yeah.
Was showing that these guys are a piece of shit, and she's being drug along for not against her will, but because her judgment still is lacking.
So when you say that about the progressive thing, now I started thinking back, like, was the ship that he was in like actually kind of small? And when we saw the big explosion, it was more like Ant-Man with a train crash. It was like,
Yeah.
like they were all just tiny. He just got bigger as the baby.
But yeah, it's for #1. Again, that was also. Although I do feel like the books, both these books, I guess now I think about it, Static was the only one that really felt different in this way.
Like they wanted Static to succeed, and they didn't care if these succeed or not.
I don't know about didn't want them to succeed, but it certainly feels like with these two in particular, it felt like they expect us to know beforehand. Like we already have an appreciation for these characters, so they can spend.
Don't you know who Hardwire is?
Yeah, which.
Haven't you ever heard of Icon and Rocket? What? I gotta explain that to you?
Right, like no,
Well, and the problem is that you over-explained.
yeah. Spent a lot of time.
Not only did you expect us to already like these characters to be able to put up with a book that has absolutely nothing other than introductions, but you over-explained every single detail of their character, and that's what threw me. That's what turned me off from it.
Yeah.
It almost sometimes when I read a lot of books that have this over exposition and they try to just be as thorough as possible. A lot of times it comes off as you're an idiot. Let me explain everything to you.
Yeah,
Right.
I like how you said that, and the next book we're getting ready to talk about.
The one, and I lied because if we're moving on to this, I lied earlier when I said this was the last book I read. This was the last book I read, and I made it 6 pages in, and I was like, I'm done.
Which one felt longer? Your 10-mile hiker reading this book.
Reading this book.
That being said, we're going to talk about from Marvel, Spirit of Vengeance, Spirit Rider #1.
Number one, it's over.
This is it.
Well, yeah, but it's still.
I know it's really weird. That's
just
number
like,
one.
Just like
Morbius,
She-Hulk.
yeah.
And
She-Hulk and Morbius, they both were like just a one and done.
Yeah.
I
I'm
feel
so
like
mad
that's
about
what
that
this
She-Hulk. I
was.
wanted more.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
Wait, that She-Hulk-
now I'm upset that I didn't finish it.
Wait, that She-Hulk that we read was always one and done?
I didn't know it was a one and done at
I
the
didn't
time.
either, but
But yeah, I guess it was a one and done.
Oh,
You know?
that didn't feel like compared to like this.
Yeah,
and then
it
Morbius,
felt like they were going to continue with that.
Yeah,
But yeah, this book, I
too
thought
long.
there was a lot going on in here. There was a lot of talking, a lot of exposition. Let me get out the way what I enjoy about the
unnecessary
book.
fucking exposition.
Unnecessary. What I liked
much.
about the book is I like Kashala's design.
I love it so much.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
great. I would love to see her and Yara do like a photo shoot. That would be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the book, as for the book itself, I mean, the material in it is fine. It's just that they have to explain all of it to me, like all of it. And this is one of those things where it's like, let me take your hand and kind of guide you through it, as opposed to you just kind of.
This being a comic, like this story and the way it was done did not benefit from being a comic. This could have been hard words on a page and you would have got the same effect.
True. With how much detail and what they taught, everything
how
they
they held your
detailed and
hand
everything.
through it.
Yeah. It could all just been, especially, oh my God, that part when it got to the explanation for the
Dude,
demon god thing. I'm
that
like, what the
page,
fuck?
right, like when they were doing that long. Don't get me wrong, it's got some rich stuff in here that I'm
Yeah,
sure
like-
somebody's gonna read this and appreciate, and at the very least, give us some really cool cosplayers when we start doing cons again.
Yeah.
But you know,
Like it's there is a lot of fat on this story that could have been easily cut out with another draft. Like it is not with all this over explanation. I'm not sure it's because of the style, because honestly it does feel like it's out of time. It feels like an older comic.
Well,
Yeah,
she
I
was
had,
a sorcerer supreme from the 1800s.
No, like she
which
came
makes-
from the 1800s.
yeah, which would have which explains something, because this outfit, this costume that she's wearing, is the most personality about Kashala.
Yeah.
Outside of outside of anything visual, this character is dry.
She's dry.
I was fucking choking, bro.
If she were a martini, I would be drinking it.
What?
A dry martini.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I tried. I tried.
I like it. Take it.
No punishment for you, I
I
guess.
mean, fucking
Yeah, 'cause it was
practice
better.
that.
No, it wasn't.
It was. I couldn't get over the overly taxing explanation. And I said it earlier. It just reminded me of a Spawn book,
Yeah.
and I was like, I can't do another one this soon.
I didn't think it was. I was waiting, like while I was like scrolling up and reading it and everything. I was waiting for, okay, we're gonna cut, right?
Yeah, like, okay.
This is the part where we stop, because this is our first level into Johnny's soul and everything.
Yeah.
but it just kept going.
Yeah, they literally finished the whole thing.
and they just finished.
I didn't realize this was like a double issue until I got to exactly the same part that you were. I was like, well, that's got to be it, right? Okay. And then it took me all 3 days of work to finish reading this book. Like,
Oh my God.
I said, okay, I can't do this in one sit down.
And it's not overly big. Like, it's not like a fucking Bible. It's
But it's packed.
But it's like each
Yeah.
page
Dude,
is
wow.
packed.
While I was reading this, I was like, this is shit. I gotta go pay bills, and I stopped reading it to go pay my bills.
Like the only thing that's keeping it sort of okay, like especially like semi entertaining, is like the action scenes and Johnny to me, like, and like knowing about Johnny's past and his souls and stuff. Cause like you said, like Kushala is very boring, and then the subject matter is I don't really care about. I don't give a fuck about Johnny, his soul, and trying to save
But
him.
they
and
still
stuff.
could have made it look cool, because they had the best part was when the demon was slowly realizing that somebody's in here who
Yeah,
shouldn't
that was
be in
cool.
here,
Yeah.
and how
The
everybody was
Inception
staring
concept.
at her. That was the best part about it.
it was.
Yeah,
it was.
And they didn't expand on ideas and concepts like that throughout the book. That was the only part of it you got.
I was expecting more like weird, like
The
soul,
closer she
like
got,
mind shit.
the closer she got, I expected it to get
and when
harder.
they
And when they didn't, I was like, okay.
This is born. Yeah.
see,
it was like when they got
Johnny
that
would
they
be
had to
like
wrap it
more
up.
resistant. Yeah, like that was.
He didn't give a shit.
He was
I
like,
want to have
understand.
dinner with my family.
And then he fucked up like at with Coachella. Like, wait. Oh, I mean, Coachella, no. Just like, no.
Yeah, I feel like it did kind of expand on some of those concepts, not as much as they did with the first layer, but in the later layers, they did a lot more telling me than showing me. It didn't really benefit from that.
Like they didn't have to tell us that the demon was watching them. Like we can see that.
Like that's implied.
It
Or
was
tell us once.
Yeah, just comment on
that one
they're
time I
looking,
liked it.
They're looking at you. It probably because it's no, I'm here. That's it.
Yeah, but then they said it like 3-4 more times.
like. Did anyone here read the rest of Beta Ray at all?
Yes.
I didn't finish it yet.
Like it's funny because they did a version of that in there and everything towards the end. Remember when they did the whole like his going through his past and what he doing through way better. They barely he did a couple lines each time to get through it, but you understood like what was happening and how hurt he was about seeing these things.
Well, this is no beta ray.
I know it's definitely not, but it's just a prime example of like how it was done. It could have been done way better and saved a lot more time and pages. If it was,
Ultimately, when it comes to artwork and the story's not especially difficult to follow. In fact, it was kind of beautiful. I liked how they ended it. Like I like for this character, I think it would have been way more beneficial to cut a ton of the fat in here and just let this story breathe.
Well, I think that was the problem, that it was so easy to follow because they just kept holding your hand through the entire thing.
Right. Like just let it breathe, and because it's not like what they gave us was. Like, in my opinion, I enjoyed what we got through and how it was started with one character, but it kind of ended with another one. For this character, it's like, cool. If this is a one and done for her, that's awesome. But again, this book just suffers from like holding our hands. Like we can catch on. We're kind of smart these days.
And as far as design goes, I really want to see more of this character. The design is really cool.
Yeah.
It's like a one and done. That kind of good for the person who got their design out there for people to see. But damn it, I want to see more of this.
Right.
Yeah.
If she shows up in other books, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, I feel like that was just like ultimately a waste of her time.
And give her a flavor. Any flavor. Just give her a flavor.
I was gonna say like her look, but also please help her.
Yeah, help her get a little.
Help her be a little bit more levity. Something.
I know everybody can't be Yara, but a little bit more personality.
A little something.
Yeah.
A little something.
Camps is from Aftershock Comics #1. How'd you guys feel about this book?
This is weird.
It was.
This is like Yakuza DLC.
Ooh.
I buy that.
Ooh.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But it was like New York-ish and just weird Dungeons and Dragons-esque, but with the mob, with like the Sopranos and Goodfellas all tied in together.
Everybody had an accent. Everybody.
Yeah.
I couldn't not do it. It was great.
God.
I enjoyed it. I don't know where it's going or if I'll ever come back to it again.
Like the way it ended and everything was kind of confusing when how he kind of just like decided I'm gonna do this now. Like I didn't unless
I'm gonna go get my bat and beat a dragon with it.
Yeah, like I thought like no one gave him an order to do that. And he kind of just like
he just wants to go beat dragons because
He doesn't
wants to
want them to
protect the
destroy.
city.
Destroy the city.
True.
When if you would have just stopped your boss from sending assassins to murder that man,
he didn't care about that guy.
dragon would have fucking left.
I mean, the dragon wouldn't have left. It would have seen that the boss would have killed him and then done it anyway, and the dragon would have stayed and done the same thing.
He was staying anyway. He was like human bad, and you're that guy who killed my people long ago, so you're gonna be dead.
I'm killing out this guy's
Also,
entire family tree.
Who is the guy that he asked for?
I
'Cause
don't
went
know.
through the entire book.
I don't
to
know.
see if that person had been.
It wasn't the boss.
I thought
it was nobody.
No, they said the boss's name. I'm like, wait a second. I look.
I literally
Rose?
went back to the entire book to look for that name that the dragon asked for. And it was literally nobody.
That's an oversight. That's as an oversight because they got me. You're not gonna look at it.
You're not gonna check.
I didn't find shit.
But like it's interesting. I like the art style. I like the character so far, especially our main character and everything. I thought he was really cool.
Yeah, the art style was fantastic. Especially when you're looking through the dragon's eye.
Yeah.
Where like everything's like technical or like aqua color or like
yeah, I like the art. That's the reason why I just went ahead and picked it up because I really do like the artwork.
And the one thing I didn't like about the dialogue, or not even the dialogue, the writing, the overly use of curse words.
Yeah, I hate that 14-year-old syndrome where it's like I'm gonna curse as much as I possibly can.
Because I can do it.
Yeah,
it came off right off the bat.
Yeah, like
it's literally the first panel.
It was way before Netflix.
Once upon a
and shit.
fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
All right.
Yeah. We know you're an adult.
But it did help for some comedy of it, especially the Michael Rappaport. Hey, Ma! Come look, there's a dragon. Look, it's a dragon.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not like Jairo. I'm not sure if issue 2. I'm not sure, but
I'm not sure either.
it's all right.
I might keep my ear to the ground for this.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Let him hope.
I'm still reading Decorum.
Oh my God, you did that out of spite.
You're the only one. Moving on.
I did not, however, read the.
Oh, you did? Did you read it?
No, I did not.
It's a fucking okay. That's one of my favorite parts out of this because one, it shows that dragons, of course, as they said in the book, they've been here for years. But then he talks about like, hey, I did a report. I'm doing this report on dragons. You told us to only use the book, but there weren't really much about dragons in the book, so I decided to watch a YouTube video about it. And there's so much we don't. The book never mentions like how we're the bad guys. Humans destroy their homes. They're dying off and stuff.
Hold on. He got an F, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 problems with this essay. This is not an F paper. This is not an F paper. Who is this teacher?
The teacher is fucked up because at the very end, like towards the end, he kept saying how I know you. I'm making sure you know this, and so you can tell people to tell the history books to change and stuff because this is all this in history books we're learning is wrong. Why didn't you teach this in class? Like he kept trying to give the critique to the teacher and shit, and then I guess she didn't like that. So she's like,
"I'm going to do my job.
Come see me."
Yeah. I don't get paid enough for this. F.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to read that after we get done with this.
Yeah, I love the
same. Moving on.
I love how you refuse to read anything that's more than 2 paragraphs.
Yeah, I mean,
but you will read Spawn.
All my energy. I read the main story. I didn't read the rest of the shit. All my energy got sapped out reading Ghost Rider. Like I had no more for Kansas. I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. I had nothing.
Also, what is the name of it?
Spirit of Vengeance.
No, because you say Campsis. I said Campisi. Because like Italian.
I don't know. Campisi.
We'll go with that.
He touches people in the face like Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, like I learned it from my mom.
Let
Campisi.
me kiss you. We do this. This is what I do.
Hey,
Italian.
Madonna. All right,
pepperoni.
All right, moving on. From DC Comics, Pennyworth number 1.
Table.
I'm sorry about that. I actually like this.
Here we go. It's a Batman comic.
It's a Batman comic. It's a Batman chasing comic. This is what I was talking about. Like, anything that kind of has the least to do with Batman, when it gets a chance to get its own story, it can kind of turn out interesting. And I'm like a sucker for spy espionage comics, and I see what they're trying to do with Alfred. The cover is practically a James Bond cover. Like, Alfred is, I guess, in Alfred's youth, the synopsis is that he kind of, in addition to being a butler, he kind of fell into being a
MI6
spy,
member.
Fucking super spy.
5, sir.
MI5?
Yeah, it's MI5.
MI5.
All right.
And
my bad, Pennyworth.
the premise is not necessarily unique.
No, because
I did pick up this book just because of that video. So whatever, I don't know who made that video, but
what video? I didn't see it.
the video where we talked about Alfred being flipped to like a coin.
The AI that wrote a Batman.
Comic.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it?
I did. I saw you post it, but I was in a place where I didn't get reception in Bears.
Gotcha.
After this, you have to watch it.
I will.
It's great.
I picked up this book because of that alone. And so shout out to whoever that person was, because if I hadn't seen that video prior, I would have been like, Pennyworth, get the fuck out of here. I'm moving about my day. But I picked it up because I couldn't, God forbid, I can't watch a show. I can't do it. I will not spend any more time on like those horrible production TV shows. But this book, I really liked it. I like the idea of a young Alfred. I like this lady character that's in his life as well. It just kind of feels like it's not too heavy, but it's also got that James Bond levity to it where it can get serious really fast. The story's not hard to follow.
They don't baby you.
And they don't baby you. Yeah, reading this right after Ghost Rider was like a Spirit Rider was like a breath of fresh fucking air. Like I can actually just read and enjoy it and have time to see the pacing play out. Yeah, I really fell for this book. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I feel like I might chase this one all the way down to 7. Because
it is a congruent run, so I believe I'm going to do the same.
Add another DC shield to the bank.
Yeah,
we're only here for Batman.
I am
50. How many? 50. How many publications?
Again,
look at you. Look at you.
Again, this has nothing to do with Batman.
Yes,
which is
it's
why I love it.
Batman adjacent.
But the thing about it is,
are you saying Alfred is part of the Bat family?
No, but I'm saying it doesn't have Batman.
he's a butler. No,
That's his father.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's Bat Daddy.
But it doesn't have Batman. It doesn't have
not a
Wayne
single piece of Batman in it.
And the thing about it, sadly, it probably wouldn't have got picked up if it didn't have Pennyworth on it. If it was just a
regular guy.
This is a spy book.
Yeah.
Same story, same everything. I probably wouldn't have cared.
For me personally, if it was not attached to Batman at all, I know I may have picked it up for my espionage kick. I usually try and give these a chance whenever I see them. But yeah, I believe that for a lot of the DC fan base, if you were walking by this,
you're not
like,
picking it up unless it has that Batman.
Disregard the fact he just said the AI comic was why he picked it up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like spy stuff, so I would have picked it up for that. But the fact that it is called Pennyworth, and I did get that bomb-ass reference beforehand, yeah, that's why I picked this up, particularly.
I found I'm a little like...
And I'm a fan of this artist. I
like the art.
Juan Guaidon, I believe, I want to say.
Yeah.
I'm probably butchering that. But yeah, I love his work on Venom.
Gideon?
Yes, I'll defer to you for that.
It looks like Gideon.
But yeah, I loved his work on Venom, so I picked it up.
Venom.
Thank you.
Someone had to.
Yeah. But yeah, I like this comic. I thought it moved fast, and it gives me another look at Alfred, and yeah, I think it's cool.
I thought it was okay.
I may have liked it more because it almost had like an Archer type of art style.
Mm-hmm. I am I have to say the one thing that really piqued my interest in this, besides like the whole past stuff with Penny with Alfred and everything, that's all right. I still find it weird that this man is like, my dad was a butler, and I'm like, I ain't gonna do that shit. And then he went to be a spy, and then eventually you will do that shit.
Like, damn, Daddy had a point.
I know, like it's funny. I like that little tidbit. I also like the fact that we're in the little flash forwards in the future and stuff. So I'm really interested to see what's going on.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, who dares?
Yeah, who dares?
Who would fucking even dare to kidnap Alfred?
Also, I love how Alfred has another old spy.
Yeah.
That they check on each other. We don't talk. We just text each other blank messages.
We leave each other on red every day just to make sure
he's on his way.
Alive.
It's okay. He's on his way. And he's over here. He's on his way.
Also, I like how fucking how attention to detail. How it makes me. Okay, I like the book, but it also makes me go like, what? How the hell did the Joker ever kill him? Like, Alfred's a fucking spy.
I don't know.
Also,
because he's
also
old.
90.
The Joker is so crazy. You can never prepare. You can never prepare.
He's a force of nature.
Chaos.
He was also MI6.
The Joker was also MI6.
The Joker is a fourth dimensional being who chooses to lead the life of a third dimension.
Everything we're saying is all true and not at the same time.
Mixoplex? Mr. Mixoplex?
He's Mr. Mixie. Mr. Mixie,
possibly. Yeah.
He stole. Isn't that Emperor Joker or King Joker? He stole his power.
Oh.
I wouldn't know, but
what are we talking about? Stop it.
That's a real story. That's a real story.
There's so many Jokers.
I don't want to hear it.
I'm glad. Whatever it is, I'm glad it's not happening right now.
I'm sure next year the Joker's going to have Superman's powers.
Yeah. Moving on to the last on the list from Image Comics, Michael Walsh wrote Silver Coin #5.
The creme de la creme.
Man,
I want to look at this again.
Go ahead.
Great.
Oh, God.
I love the ending.
I
I like the
love
back.
I love the art. I love the story. It's something familiar enough to where it's like it doesn't have to explain everything to you. Again, yet another book that lets you breathe and doesn't hold your hand.
Yeah.
I love the Salem reference without telling you it's Salem.
Right.
reference.
Like all you did is like he killed those girls. That's all you need to do, and you can make the fucking correlation what
Right.
year it is and what kind of man he is and shit. So you can get it.
Like so far with all the themes they've done so far, minus the future one that I know some of us are iffy on. We're half and half on that.
All right, yeah.
But the themes seem to inform themselves. Like we know the setting. Like okay, campgrounds, slasher killer, and then this one, the coven, like the Salem thing. Like the stories kind of inform themselves, and it gives the writers some more times to tell this really small, precise story about this coin. And they've done it again. I really liked this issue. It gives us the origin of where the coin comes from. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really well done, man. For a first arc wrap up, like this is actually the end of the first arc
Volume, yeah.
Yeah,
They gave a little preview for the next one too.
yeah, they did, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for those list of writers such as Ron V. I'm excited for all that comes from this because I really like this issue. I like how simple they keep it.
Yeah.
The coin, I thought, like, I'm happy that it still has like some sort of like continuity when it comes to the origin of the coin and everything. But I also like the looseness of what it can do, it will do, because it allows the author to do basic whatever. Because I thought these could have been disjointed, random stories with just like, all right, you have a cursed coin, do whatever you want with it, make your own rules, and I would have been fine with that too. But I'm happy it has some sort of structure, but at the same time, doesn't at the same time. Like it's like the best of both worlds. I really would love to see this. Like animated. And either animated or live action. I wouldn't care both. Like this, I love this concept. It's so simple, but yet so really cool.
Oh,
what?
Shit, yeah. Wouldn't it be awesome if like they did a what was it? What's that robots show?
Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, they did like a Love, Death, and Robots type thing for this. Like,
the
animation mediums are different. And shit.
I was just thinking like the future one that we read and everything. I thought it felt like a Love, Death, and Robots one.
Yeah,
at least like the one from season 2. Like it reminded me of that world and that the cybernetics and shit like that. So I would love to see that.
Yeah, me too. Because
like with different art style, different like animation styles and stuff like that. That's really cool.
I would be in for that. I think overall this has been a pretty successful series from start to finish. Yeah. I love the first one. I love the
the first one still gives me chills.
Yeah,
like when they just kept dancing.
Yeah, oof.
I can't stop.
Yeah. Real good. So real solid stuff, and that is it for comic book reviews.
Okay, yeah.
Why did you just turn around and just fucking smile at everybody all creepily?
Yeah.
Tim and Eric shit.
Why not?
No, that's weird. Anyway, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Thirsty Nerds podcast.
Sir.
We have been the guys, the Thirsty Nerds, the Thirsty Nerds, the
go.
boys.
There you go. You got it out.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
he did it.
Thank you for joining us in another episode. As always, I am joined by my greatest co-hosts, Jamal, Clarence, and Chris. My name is Just One. You can find us on where?
You can find us at Thirsty Nerds either on Twitter, Instagram, or anywhere you listen to podcasts, and on YouTube. You can leave us a review or on Apple Podcasts. Yeah, Apple Podcasts. Or please say what you think. Tell us what you thought of the episode, or tell us what you believe. Thought about any of the news that we covered down in the comments on the YouTube page.
Be harsh.
Yes, please. We love it.
We're gonna be harsh on you too.
Yeah. So we will see you guys next time.
Adios.
Peace out, nerds.